he relies on Granger. Granger offers a broad range of quality products and next-day delivery, so he can always play it safe. Call 1-800-GRANGER, click Granger.com, or just stop by. Granger, for the ones who get it done.
Hey, it's Carmichael Dave. I got to tell you, I am so excited to get this decking project started with Trex decking and railings. From the first time I stepped foot in the showroom last week, I was so impressed. So many color options, heat-resistant composite deck. What does that mean? That means I don't have to do any maintenance on it whatsoever. They even have a deck designer, so you can go online and see what your dream deck will look like on your house. Just visit Trex, that's Trex.com to get it started. Tell them Carmichael Dave sent you.
At Stockton Honda, we know how to honor a great deal. Like right now during our President's Day sales event. Whether you're shopping new or pre-owned, you can find star-spangled savings on some of our best models. Why not stop in today and see for yourself? Come celebrate at Stockton Honda and get huge savings on our giant selection, plus top dollar for your trade.
Anytime, anywhere, it's all here. StocktonHonda.com.
There are many reasons to choose Gonzalez Law Offices. As a dedicated trial lawyer with an undefeated record from 2016 through 2019, and you'll know that no case is too big or too small. Due to his success, hard work, and commitment to excellence, attorney Jonathan Gonzalez has been listed in Super Lawyer's Rising Stars, as well as in the top 40 under 40 list by national trial lawyers. You can find Gonzalez Law Office online at saclegaldefense.com or call him at 916-304-9187.
Hagen Oaks knows you can buy a driver off the shelf anywhere, but Hagen Oaks is the only place where you'll find total game fitting. The Hagen Oaks TrackMan-powered player performance studio fits clubs to your swing. Ping's Ballnamic Ball Fitter finds your optimum golf ball. The putter fitting studio makes you a better putter, and FootJoy's 3D foot scanner finds your correct fit. In fact, Hagen Oaks will fit you from head to toe with equipment and apparel to make you the player you want to be. It's total game fitting, and it's only at the Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop, Fulton Avenue at the Cap City Freeway.
Country in the Park is back. May 8th and 9th at Cal Expo. Miranda Lambert, John Party, Chris Young, Turnpike Troubadours, Dylan Scott, and more. Line dancing, mechanical bulls, and food trucks. Make it a lucky night out of live country music and dancing for your crew. Tickets start at only $68. Country in the Park, May 8th and 9th at Cal Expo with Bar None Auction, Sky River Casino, and Trex Decking and Railing. More info at CITPFest.com.
KHTK HD1 Sacramento, KYMX HD3 Sacramento. From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios.
This is Sactown Sports 1140. It's Matt George and Kayla Anderson. Online at SactownSports.com or on the app. Kings, Niners, and Sacramento. The Matt and Kayla Show starts now.
You know, speaking for a living, a lot of questions that I get asked, I'm sure Kayla gets asked this too, is like, don't you get nervous? Like, don't you know what you're going to say? Or you ever get like deer in the headlights? And usually I'm like, no, I'm fine. I get terrified about what to say around Christopher Laud.
I just learned this today.
Yeah,
This is a thing.
Anything that you say can and will be used against you by Christopher Laud, and he will clip it and he will put it in a folder, and he has this big folder, and I've seen it, and it just says your name and then a line and then like a sentence to describe what the clip is.
I'm done
or a
for.
word.
I will be done for in that folder.
Yeah, he can ruin us all.
I can't wait to hear one
There's
day that
right
montage.
There. Yeah, you'll get it whether it's on air or not. Welcome in to Matt and Kayla, this Wednesday edition. A short week. We're still waiting for Sacramento Kings basketball to return. Some don't want it to. Kings taking on the Orlando Magic tomorrow inside of the Golden One Center as the quote-unquote second half of the season begins. But Kayla, before we get into anything actually relevant and topical, because we have a lot to get to on today's show, we're going to start in just a little bit about Kyrie shutting it down for the year. He joins a long, or not necessarily a long, but a significant list of stars that will not play a single minute of NBA action this season. There's already some stars that are completely ineligible for season awards. We're going to talk about Adam Silver and this idea that's being endorsed now by a lot of people in and around the NBA about abolishing the NBA draft. And I guess it's just the small market mindset here in Sacramento that thinks this is a disaster of an idea that could only go poorly for smaller markets in the league. We'll talk about that today. Forecasting NFL free agency, some names connected to the Raiders, the Niners, and some names that were former Niners that are expected to be headed elsewhere because of the price tags. Lots to get to in lunch break today. At noon, we're going to talk about CBS ranking the Kings front office last in the NBA. It's actually gone down since the season started, meaning there's that Scott Perry is not off to the best of starts, at least in the eyes of CBS, and I wonder if Kings fans feel the same way. Plus, the Ringers updated their list of top 100 players in the NBA, and you'll be shocked to know that every King that is in that list has gone down. So we'll discuss that as well. And the Kings are having media availability today as they return to practice and get ready to resume the season. Our own Brendan Nunez will be there at practice, so he'll give us some sound there from practice. And we'll talk about the Kings being hard to catch in draft pick standing. So if you're hoping that the Kings end up with the worst record in the league, and therefore the number one spot, I won't say the best odds because it's all flattened 1 through 3, but the number one spot has significance in terms of how far the Kings can actually fall on draft lottery day. You're in luck because the Kings are in good shape, at least in that sense. Plus, we'll play a game of tag when it comes to franchise tag. So lots to get to on today's show. But Kayla, I like sports video games. I'm a big sports video gamer. Mm-hmm. And I'm not alone here in this building. I've got Brendan Nunez, Christopher Laud. We like to play sports video games a lot. Are you familiar at all with the backyard sports series at all? Have you heard of these games?
No.
They were like cult classics growing up in the late 90s and early 2000s. Mm-hmm. Like these old school computer games where you play basketball or baseball or soccer or whatever with like kids. It's like a backyard, schoolyard type arcade version of a sports game. Okay. I just found out before this show started that backyard baseball, which was always the best one. Backyard football was fun. Backyard basketball was fun. Backyard baseball is always the best one. They're completely remaking a brand new game that releases this summer.
Okay, so this is like a video game.
This is a video game.
Got it.
Yes, but it's like a cult classic, and they're starting to do this a lot for nerd gamers like myself, where they're they're remastering the same way they're like rebooting movies. Mm-hmm. They're starting what they're doing is remastering games. Which
because everybody wants to be like us growing up.
It's nostalgic, but they just take an old game or take an old whatever, and they make it newer graphics, but it's the same thing. And it gets me every single time, gets me to basically pay double for something that I already own or already experienced. But I'm warning you ahead of time because when that game comes out, I might be gone for a day. Just pissing off the wife, pissing off Kayla and Kyle. I might just be gone for a day. Not really.
Noted. Noted. If Matt is gone out sick, I know the reason why.
Wow, Matt's conveniently sick right after backyard baseball came out.
Maybe there's a reason.
Gonna pull a Kyler Murray, huh?
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly.
You got to take down all your social media for that one. Though.
Yeah.
Or we could just roll in our own like video gaming area.
That would be a disaster because I would be
during breaks,
unbelievably distracted. Oh yeah, but we'd come back from breaks like. You know, when the music plays for like 30 seconds and then Jason Ross comes on because Dave's not back yet. That's going to be every single break, but I'm going to be in the room.
Yeah, and I'm going to
just be in the corner.
Matt, get over here.
No.
The show has started.
Oh, sorry, Kayla, I didn't hear it.
Yeah, get off your video game.
I got to hit a home run with Pablo Sanchez. He was the GOAT. Pablo Sanchez was the GOAT. He's actually like the face of backyard baseball. He's this tiny little kid that looks like a...
I'm surprised I have my reminders of growing up was like RBI baseball.
Oh yeah, that's a classic too. Yeah. That's Pablo Sanchez.
Oh, interesting.
He's the GOAT. He's the greatest player ever.
I've never heard of this.
Yeah, Pablo Sanchez.
I wonder if my nephews will do this now that it's revamped.
Oh, they'll play it for sure. It's Pablo Sanchez and Pete Wheeler. OGs know.
Okay.
Pablo Sanchez and Pete Wheeler were the best in the game, and you always had to have Pablo Sanchez and Pete Wheeler on your team.
This is kind of the unique cultural generation between you and me, Kayla. Like this is a very specific moment in time type of game because
I
it's a cult classic.
It's like right
Oh, I thought
between
you called it
97 and like 04, basically,
Yeah.
or
Okay.
05.
Yeah, that is kind of like a weird time.
It is, yeah. It was a computer game that I would play. It's like that, and just weird games. Like, have you ever heard of RuneScape?
No, because
Good.
I played like Oregon Trail.
Oregon Trail's lit. I
Yeah.
loved. Well, there's the board game version, and then there's
I played the computer
computer game version.
Yeah.
hard as hell.
We would be in there for hours.
Did you ever win?
No, I came close.
I still have never
one
made it.
time.
Never
I came
made it to Oregon.
really close. There was also like the Amazon Trail, or not Amazon Trail, Amazon River. Like, so there was the Oregon Trail, then there's the Amazon River where you would be on the Amazon River trying to survive, like going down. Yeah, so that very interesting.
You know what?
games
I
going
think
on.
we should try that.
The Amazon River?
Yeah, see if we can beat the Amazon River by the end of the show.
Oh,
But there's no way at the end of the show.
I've never won.
It would take a long time.
Dying of dysentery every time.
Yep.
It's just Oregon Trail. Like the first trade.
Fix your axle.
Yeah. Like, oh, yep, your wheel broke.
Yeah.
Now I have to cross a river.
See,
Great.
that's crazy, Matt, because you just got done 5 minutes ago saying, I'm going to be careful what I say on the air, and then you just said dying of dysentery all the time.
It doesn't matter. It's like it's bound to happen, so just embrace it, Just embrace
Exactly.
it. Christopher Laud's going to have all the clips. It doesn't matter what you have. This has been a interesting season in the NBA for a multitude of reasons, and it dawned on me this morning, Kayla, when I read the report or the note, which wasn't surprising at all. Kyrie Irving is shutting it down.
Yeah.
He's been out the entire season with his ACL, right?
I believe it was an ACL.
His ACL injury, and he's shutting it down for the rest of the year. Makes perfect sense. Dallas is not going anywhere. No need to rush it back. Kyrie's on the older side. So he joins Tyrese Halliburton, Jason Tatum, and Damian Lillard, 4 superstars who are not playing a single second of basketball this season. And I asked myself this question in the car, and I was like, I'm probably going to say this on the air, and I'm going to sound horrible for saying it, but has this season, has the NBA missed them? I love watching Kyrie Irving play. I'm a big fan of Tyrese Halliburton for obvious reasons here in Sacramento. I have a tremendous amount of respect for Damian Lillard. It was great to see him competing in the three-point contest. Jason Tatum is amazing in Boston. I have so much respect for all 4 of these players. But it was a major story coming into this year. These guys aren't playing. Yeah. And I haven't talked about or thought about any of those guys until now. And I think it's a good thing for the NBA, and it's a good example of, Kayla, what's coming, because we talked about yesterday, like, how many more All-Star games does LeBron James have, right? How many more All-Star games does Steph Curry have? The old guard versus the new guard. And I've shared, like, LeBron leaving's going to hit hard when it's over with, and it could be this year, could be next year. We have no idea. Steph Curry leaving is going to hit really hard to me personally. It could be a handful of years from now. We don't know. But it's just another example of the NBA just goes on. And I've been pretty impressed with how kind of little I've thought about these stars that haven't played at all this season, that now they'll be back, and next season is going to be fun when they do return. But other guys have just stepped up and taken their place, whether it's young stars, European stars, doesn't matter. And I think probably makes the NBA feel pretty darn good about their future and when the passing of the torch happens, whoever is going to take that torch.
Yeah, and in every pro sport, especially the major ones, you're always going to have those players in their 30s that are on the end of their career. And many of those players we still talk about, though, are players that have made a difference, right? That have been superstars at one point in their career in their major sport. In NFL, we talk a lot about those quarterbacks, and we've spoke about how some of those guys are towards the end, and it will be a new regime. And like, we're really starting to talk about this with the NBA. 2 guys specifically on this list with Dame Lillard and Kyrie, 33 and 35 respectively. And these are guys that have done some really good things for the NBA as a whole and have become stars in their own right. But you're right. Like, those 2, not having them in the league playing this year, you don't really think about it. Like, I just thought about Dame the other day when they announced that he was going to be in the 3-point contest. And yeah, I got excited, and I think a lot of NBA fans got excited because they know Dame is like great at that, and having an event that they can have somebody that they know is actually going to make it fun was a plus. But Dame, in terms of playing this year, we're not really missing him. And maybe that's also why here in Sacramento, when you have a guy like Russell Westbrook and DeMar DeRozan, nothing against them, but they're at that point of their career too, where they're big names that have done big things in this sport, but they're on their way out eventually. And you don't really miss them when, you're talking about these guys.
I'm more wired for NBA than I am for NFL, just because growing up here, and NBA has always been my first love. So you can help provide some really good context on this, and if I'm missing something. Well, like when Peyton Manning retired, when Tom Brady retired again, I even remember when Brett Favre retired twice or whatever. I remember wow, they're not playing anymore. But it feels like in the NBA, probably because there's less players, or maybe there are more stars and it's more generations. I feel like when the NBA loses a star, or it hits harder than it does in the NFL. Is that just because I'm wired to focus more on the NBA? Because again, Tom leaving and Peyton leaving was a big deal, but Patrick Mahomes was right there, and I didn't feel like the NFL skipped a beat. It's like, okay, Tom's gone. Here comes the Chiefs dynasty.
That's a great point, because I'm trying to think about, losing some of these major quarterbacks in terms of they're just retiring.
Yeah.
And I think we as fans miss them, but I don't think we miss them as much as the NFL misses them. Do you get what I'm saying here? The NFL needs those names still.
That's why they keep them in the booth?
Right. And honestly, that's why a lot of these guys try to convince Kirk Cousins, Joe Flacco to come back and play, because not only do they kind of need them because there's not a plethora of great quarterbacks right now that are young. There's a group of them. There's not a ton of them. It's like the NFL doesn't want to let go of that group of old NFL quarterbacks that did so much for the league. And really, there's not a lot right now that you can count on that can step up and be consistent and great for, a good period of time. We're in that weird middle phase of quarterbacks in the NFL. So I almost think it's like the NFL misses these, older names more than the fans do, where I don't think the NBA really has that problem specifically with maybe the fans miss them, but I don't think the NBA as a business misses them.
I think it's interesting that we're talking about the quarterback position, because that's the direct comparison. Because in the NBA, a star, because there's only 10 guys on the court, a star can so drastically impact and change the game on a nightly basis and change the trajectory of a franchise. So too can a quarterback, because it's arguably the most important position in sports. But the rest of the NFL, no disrespect to Adrian Peterson, legendary running back, but a new running back star shows up
every day.
And look, Saquon Barkley's unbelievable. Saquon Barkley last season, fantastic. This year it was Bijan Robinson. And Saquon took a step, running backs, wide receivers. We'll see these guys on top of the mountain for 1 to 2 years, unless they're extremely special.
Like Derrick Henry.
That's typically, yes. And that's typically why we'll see guys hold out to get paid when their value is at the highest, because they know at some point they're going to fall off and be replaced by the next. I just feel like the NFL is just more of a consistent cycle of star players at different positions, other than maybe the quarterback position, versus the NBA. It's, if you're a great point guard, you can play into your 40s. If you're a great shooter, you can play into your late 30s. LeBron James, these stars, they're around forever. And then when they do decide to hang it up, you've almost had enough of them to where, to your point, maybe fans are just like, thank you, we love you, we appreciate you. Okay, now let's see that next generation come in. But I think we'll always see Steph Curry attached to the game to some extent. LeBron
100%.
James will always be an ambassador of the game to some extent when he's gone.
I think that's important too. And some of these guys, I do want to see them be a part of the game still.
Yeah.
I even said with Tiger Woods, and I know this is a different topic, but he had mentioned the other day he might play in the Masters still. I would like to see Tiger Woods when he calls it quits, which I think he needs to do. I would like to see him somewhere around the game of golf, like in the booth or a special guest on, PGA Tour. I think that's important for the game.
I think it's going to be interesting to see Tiger, because they do have that, and I'm blanking on the name of it, but the indoor simulator golf
the new
league that they have, which the TGL. And Tiger can continue to play that to be competitive as long as he wants to.
Sure.
So you'll still get that.
That's a good point.
But I think with Tiger specifically, like his son is now working his way into the college ranks and is going to be, in theory, a professional. I mean, you're a Woods. You're going to get a shot no matter what. So does Tiger caddy for him? And that's how we see Tiger consistently out there and being a part of it. And you have just this father-son dynamic duo that can play together and then Tiger comes back and plays a senior event or whatever. Like, that's the great thing about the game of golf is you can keep playing forever, pretty
casually.
much. Tiger's not competing the same way that he did when you came into the league. And Tiger is one of my favorite athletes of all time, simply because I didn't really understand or appreciate golf until COVID. And now golf became my thing during COVID.
Yeah, because that's what a lot of people did during COVID.
Just to get outside, whether it was golfing or camping or like the trailer business boomed. Like,
and this is a great place to do that.
Yes, 100%. And it was during COVID. We also had a lot of time just to watch TV and watch. And I started watching documentaries and things about how dominant Tiger was and how like a tournament wasn't even a tournament. It was Tiger, and then there was
everybody else.
10-stroke gap between the next high. Like just absolute dominance in that sense. And I think, in a weird way, as much as you appreciate that at the moment, it's worse for the PGA than like in the NBA. Steph and LeBron and these guys who are on the way out are still phenomenal. But you could argue Wemby's about to pass him now. Ant is ready to pass him now.
It's about that time.
There's this term in wrestling where you always go out on your back. You don't go out with a victory, you go out on your back. It's the way you pass the torch. And you typically have a young star or somebody be the one to put you down.
Okay, so going out on your back is a good thing?
Yes. Like it's
I don't know wrestling that
It's considered to be it's the right way to do it.
Got it.
Like you go out on your back.
Sure.
And so that the next generation can benefit one last time from you being there. Because if you in the wrestling world, if you beat somebody, a young star on your way out, well, they just got beat by an old man type thing, or they just got beat by a guy who's on the brink of retirement. And I bring that up as an example because LeBron James is going to go out a hero. Kobe went out a hero. He had his retirement tour, but we all saw what was going down with the Lakers and that team. We knew that team wasn't any good. Now, Kobe went out with that 60-piece, or was it 60 or 70?
It was, the huge game.
60-piece that he had.
Which was cool.
It was awesome.
It was really cool.
It was an amazing so we got that heroic moment, but I think the NBA and even the NFL to some extent, again with the Patrick Mahomes example, when Tom Brady went out, it's not like he didn't go out on his back necessarily, but Tom Brady went out and there was the next pair of hands was ready for the torch. And I think that's better for the league, for any league. And so as we bring the conversation in a roundabout way back to the NBA, you have these stars. Tyrese is kind of the odd man out, and Jason Tatum to some extent too, because they're younger than Kyrie.
Tyrese is like, 25 or something?
Tyrese got tons left,
tons of time
and I hope
left.
he can become or return to the player that he was before the injury and be normal and be back to that. But like Dame, in the case of Dame and Kyrie, it's not like, wow, I haven't noticed that they're playing because they don't matter anymore.
No.
But it's just because the NBA is in a place to where when these guys finally call it quits, when Durant is done, when Harden's done, when Westbrook is done, there's a new crop that's already there ready to take the torch from them. And I think that's an encouraging thing for the league.
It's healthy for the league.
Yeah.
Let's use the word healthy, right? Because you don't ever want to be at the point in a professional league where, I feel like the NFL is kind of at this point with quarterbacks. I think it's a little unhealthy that they're grasping for these, anything they can get to find starters, and they're calling guys out of retirement. I don't think that's healthy for the league. I think it's healthy for the league with what the NBA has, because they are kind of having a new crop of guys come in every so often. And so you can still be like, hey, it's cool we have LeBron, it's cool we have Steph, but they're not at the point of their careers anymore that we're necessarily intimidated as players by them. Like the players aren't necessarily intimidated by playing LeBron anymore, but these new players are coming in and giving kind of like new life, and there's hope that they can just come in a couple of years, they're going to make a difference on a team.
Kendrick Perkins, and I'm not the biggest fan of Perk, but Kendrick Perkins said something recently, and he was taking this conversation to a whole nother extreme for clicks, and I guess it worked. But he was talking about, like, the young generation they're not in awe of LeBron. They don't admire LeBron the same way that they used to. And again, this is Perk just doing his Perk stuff to kind of get a reaction, and Kendrick Perkins being Kendrick Perkins. But there's something there in terms of, like, I think the league is ready to move on from LeBron, but they don't want to. Like, that makes sense. Like, I think
that makes sense.
The league is primed to enter that next chapter. Right now, I think the league is ready to move on from Steph. They don't want to, though, because why would anybody want to? Because Steph is so unbelievably, incredibly talented and can continue to do what he's doing, and is such a great personality and face for the league. But if Steph were to retire tomorrow, it would hurt. If LeBron were to retire tomorrow, it would hurt. Same way when Kobe retired, it hurt. But the league will be just fine.
Yes.
And that's I think, something that the NBA is also really able to acknowledge with this team world versus the young stars versus the old stars. And this is a format that you can keep cycling through, because no matter what, there's always going to be a league, and there's going to be that next generation. And it makes me think, with how good this young generation is and how good this European generation is, who's next to raise the bar?
Right.
Is it Cooper Flagg? Is it AJ DeBonsa? Like, who is next to raise the bar?
And speaking of this year's draft class, I think it's important for the NBA right now, with problems they have, which every league has, but we've discussed the problems and we'll discuss them on the show again today. I think it's important for the NBA to continue then to highlight the positives of what's going on in the league. And I think a positive this year that they really, really, really need to sell is this year's draft class. I think that Adam Silver, if he is smart, he needs to do everything he can to be like, take away from some of this negative stuff that we're talking about with, the tanking and all this, and start highlighting, you really got to check out these guys that are upcoming in the draft. Like, I think that is what the league needs to focus on right now, is this is going to be one of the better draft classes recently. Why not start to highlight it and really get it out there to help the NBA?
You know what's interesting about that, Kayla? Because I completely agree with you. The NBA has taught so many leagues about how to market your stars.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like the NBA has completely fumbled Cooper Flagg.
Yes.
I see Cooper Flagg disrespected all the time. Yeah. And I think it's because of Nico and Luka and that situation.
Sure.
Which has nothing to do with Cooper Flagg. And I remember celebrations in the streets in Dallas when the Mavericks magically moved up to number 1 to get Cooper Flagg. But since the season has started, I've just seen nothing but disrespect. And there was a post out there today of, look at this crop of freshmen. It's going to be one of the best rookie classes we've seen coming into the draft. Where would Cooper Flagg rank on this list? It's like, why are we doing this?
Yeah, I don't like that at all.
Why are we doing this?
I don't like that at all.
Flagg's a star.
He is a star, and again, like, if you are the league, why are you kind of like putting a blanket over your star? Mm-hmm. Like, I get it. Like, right now, there's other things that are topical that they're focusing on. But again, if you want to bring out the positives, like, that's another positive of the league this year is Cooper Flagg. And I agree. He's not getting as much respect as he should. And why? I mean, I'm sure there's a million other reasons that they'd pick.
I don't know. I don't get it.
I don't get it either.
I would kill to have Cooper Flagg in Sacramento.
Yeah.
I don't understand why there's
this
this
narrative. Is it the
narrative.
personality that maybe he doesn't have? Like,
no, he'll talk.
Yeah.
He's got a personality. I just think it's, again, the entire Luka situation, how badly Nico screwed everything up in Dallas. So it's just kind of a weird buzz and weird energy around that. LeBron James spoke in an interview about the Cleveland Cavaliers and their moves, acquiring James Harden, Dennis Schroeder, and Keon Ellis. And it's interesting how the perspective is now, like, the Cavs are being praised for acquiring the mistakes of Scott Perry. Interesting perspective because LeBron talked about it. We'll share with you what LeBron said and more coming up after the break. Matt and Kayla is just getting started here on Sactown Sports.
This is a special alert to all Americans who own a vehicle with less than 200,000 miles with an auto warranty about to expire or with no warranty coverage at all. Due to a decline in the economy, CarShield is announcing a low-cost month-to-month vehicle protection plan that is now available to the public to save any driver out-of-pocket expenses on future auto repairs. Call now to find out how you can pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. Yes, you heard that correctly. Pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. An open phone line has been established for all drivers to call for a free quick quote. Call 800-292-4541 now. Drivers who are covered will not have to pay for covered repairs again. This protection plan is at an all-time low. Additionally, drivers who activate this vehicle protection today will also receive free roadside assistance, free towing, and car rental options at no additional cost. Call us for your free quick quote today. 800-292-4541. That's 800-292-4541. What do you have to lose? Call 800-292-4541. 800-292-4541. Again, 800-292-4541.
If you're serious about your golf game, then you need to know about Total Game Fitting at the Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop. Whether it's the TrackMan-powered player performance studio for your best fit clubs, or the cutting-edge technology putter fitting studio, or the free Ballnamic ball fitter and 3D foot scanner, the Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop offers you total game fitting from head to toe with equipment and apparel. Find your advantage at the Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop with the latest offering of new golf products in Northern California. Fulton Avenue at the Cap City Freeway.
You remember me from a show called And Joe? I'm back on the radio, Sacramento. It's Joe Mommy, and when you need your new country fix, join me weekdays from 6 to 10 for the Pat and Cody with Joe show on New Country 105.1 KNCI or on the free KNCI app.
Guys, your testosterone level impacts your energy, drive, weight, hair loss, and even ED. Revive Men's Health Sacramento will check your T level for free. For your free T level check, exam, and consultation, call 916-277-8599 or visit revivemenshealth.com.
It's Carmichael Dave wanting you to join Capital Casino every Wednesday for their midweek madness drawing, giving away $2,000 in total cash starting at 6 p.m. in a safe, friendly environment. Plenty of well-lit parking available, conveniently located in downtown Sacramento. And remember, Capital Casino has the best food, the best service, and the best action. 411 North 16th Street in downtown Sacramento. For more information, log on to capital-casino.com and please gamble responsibly. 1-800-GAMBLER.
When life calls for a little extra, a kitchen upgrade, paying off debt, or that dream vacation, Valley Strong Credit Union is here to help. With a Valley Strong home equity loan, you can tap into your home's value with competitive rates, flexible terms, and local guidance you can trust. Get approved in as little as 5 minutes, with funding in as few as 5 days. Your goals are within reach. Visit valleystrong.com to get your offer today. Valley Strong Credit Union. Grow your possibilities. Equal housing lender, NMLS number 456506.
If your passion is bass fishing, only one radio show has the action, information, and excitement of your favorite outdoor sport. Ultimate Bass, hosted by Tournament Bass Pro and California Outdoor Hall of Famer Kent Brown, takes you live to where the fish are biting every Saturday morning. Only Ultimate Bass feeds your passion with the latest news, products, tips, and advice from the pros. Ultimate Bass with Kent Brown, Saturday mornings at 5 a.m. on Sactown Sports 1140, part of SEP's Saturday Morning Outdoors.
Matt and Kayla on Sactown Sports 1140.
So this 10:30 segment is going to be a little teaser. For noon.
Here we go.
If you need to take a break, I invite you to come back for the noon segment.
Okay.
Because at noon, we're going to dive into the CBS rankings of the Sacramento Kings having the worst front office in the NBA.
That's not good.
No, it's not.
Is this like the report cards that they used to do in the NFL?
Kinda.
Okay.
And speaking of report cards, coming up next in the next segment, we're going to have the final MLB offseason report cards. Where do the Giants and A's fall in that? A little surprising, but we'll get to that. But what's interesting is it's when I heard, without reading the article, that the Kings were ranked last in their front office. To me, it was, okay, it has everything to do with what's happened before, right? Like, they're last because of where they're at, not because of what Scott Perry has done. But what's interesting is when we get into these rankings, a little tease, they've actually dropped a couple spots, meaning according to CBS and this national perspective, Scott Perry has made things worse in Sacramento. And a large portion of that conversation has to do with the Keon Ellis situation.
There you go.
And the decision to sign Dennis Schroeder instead of pay Keon Ellis. And then you ended up having to trade both of them to Cleveland.
Right.
Well, because LeBron James and the Cleveland Cavaliers are synonymous, which, by the way, I saw a report today that if LeBron wants to return to Cleveland next season for like a final hoorah, Cleveland can only offer him like a minimum deal.
Right. He'd have to completely take a pay cut.
Would LeBron James do that?
I don't know if it's that important to him to retire in his home state because it is that big of a deal sometimes to those type of players. Maybe.
Which it's funny because
why does he really need the money?
We just talked. True, 100%.
You know what I'm saying?
But we just talked about in wrestling about you go out on your back, right?
Yeah.
And LeBron doesn't strike me as someone who's going to go out on his back. LeBron wants to go out, not with a ring necessarily. He'll try to, but LeBron wants to go out in style. We know LeBron. We know who he is. But anyway, LeBron was speaking about the Cavaliers' acquisitions. Of course, James Harden, the big one.
Yeah.
But he also talked a little bit about Dennis Schroeder, who's a former teammate of his in Los Angeles, and Keon Ellis. Here's what he had to say.
For the Cavs, I think this is potentially a difference maker.
Yeah, and they're going for it.
Yeah.
They're going for it. They felt like they needed, another playmaker, someone that's been there, kind of been in this situation before, and they added James, like you said, perennial all-star, who's still putting up all-star numbers, gives, Donovan Mitchell another ball handler guy who can make shots at the late in the game, but also those pickups that they got from from Sac as well.
Yes.
Schroeder, a former teammate of mine, that's going to compete every single night, and Keon Ellis, guy who's going to compete, make shots. Like those guys are going to be, I think, really, really good for their teams, right? And especially in the East where it's a lot of bulk, a lot of you got to have some dogs in there. So I think they added a lot.
By the way, that was with Steve Nash.
Yeah,
Ever
he
heard of him?
drinks the wine on his podcast.
Which is-
he does the wine.
Which is awesome.
It's hilarious.
Which
it's
is awesome.
great.
The Mind the Game.
Yeah.
Mind the Game, is that what it's called?
Yes.
The
His
Mind the Game
podcast.
podcast.
With formerly JJ Redick, who somehow just became
know.
LeBron's head coach after doing a podcast.
Yeah.
Weird.
Yeah,
how that
very
happens.
weird, right?
Regardless, when I initially heard this, I was like, okay, LeBron's talking about the Cleveland Cavaliers moves, whatever. But then the timing of this clip at the same time of these CBS rankings got me thinking. Cleveland is being praised for acquiring Scott Perry's mistakes. Dennis Schroeder, what a mistake. Never should have done it in Sacramento. Oh, but he's going to be a great contributor in Cleveland. Keon Ellis. I get this one. Kings should have just held on to Keon. Oh, but he's going to be a great contributor in Cleveland. It doesn't surprise me, Kayla, that the perspective is, well, Sacramento's trash is treasure everywhere else type thing, because Sacramento, it's not that they're trash, it's just Sacramento is trash and doesn't know how to use it correctly, right? I get that perspective. But it's just silly to me. It's really silly to me that, and I'm a big Keon Ellis fan. They acquired a role player. Keon Ellis is going to play 15 minutes a night in the playoffs, maybe. Dennis Schroeder is going to be Dennis Schroeder's already playing more than Keon Ellis is, or has been at least since the trade. I get it. And again, LeBron was asked about it. What he said there is factual. They will contribute. It makes sense right now for them to be in Cleveland versus in Sacramento. They're playing meaningful basketball. But it just always makes me roll my eyes at just this perspective of, because it was terrible in Sacramento, but elsewhere it's going to be good just because it was Sacramento. It's just silly to me.
It's funny, and coming from someone who doesn't have as much attachment right now, I haven't been here as long, when I heard that clip from him, and really when I'm hearing things right now about the Cavaliers specifically, and they're going to be a top contender in the East with this new, roster, I laugh a little bit, because I do believe that they will contend. I think they're going to be a playoff team that could make a push. However, do I really feel like James Harden is one thing, and I think he's a good match for Donovan. But do I really feel like Keon Ellis and Schroeder, who has been on how many teams in the last few years?
The answer is yes. All of
come
them.
on. Do I really feel like those are just game-changing pieces that all of a sudden they're just going to help a team get to the next level? No. But the thing is you're right. Sacramento, once players leave Sacramento and go to a contending place, they talk about it well, they never had a chance in Sacramento, or they never did anything in Sacramento. And it's then they're praised at another level wherever they go.
And this clip is, it's LeBron hyping up his former team.
And
it's
a
hyping
part
up
of
his
it
hometown
too.
team.
But the national media right now is talking a lot about the Cavs, because they think that they, with James Harden specifically, they can really be a contender. But I've heard a lot of talk with Keon Ellis, because Keon, let's remember though, was kind of that little gem during the deadline when nothing was going on that people couldn't stop talking about because he was looked at by 10 different teams. And so people are still holding on, I think, a little too much to this notion that he's going to be a huge contributor. Or, even if he's coming off the bench, that he's going to get, he's going to turn heads. I don't necessarily think that's true.
I just don't, again, we'll talk about this a lot at noon. Not to, Scott Perry doesn't care or need my defense. But this idea or this concept that Scott Perry has made things worse is silly to me because he didn't pay Keon Ellis, who I don't think genuinely, and I don't mean this like Scott never liked Keon, or I don't think that at all. But I don't think Keon Ellis was ever really part of the long-term plan. If he was, if they truly felt that he was, they would have gotten the deal done just like they did with Keegan Murray. Keon is a good player. What frustrates me is for years it was talked about, man, the Kings are in the middle. The Kings are in the middle. The Kings are in the middle. Scott recognized and made a switch based off of the circumstances of how this season has gone. And I've been critical of things that Scott especially didn't do at the trade deadline. You remember, the trade deadline passed and I was like, what the hell? What are we doing here? And I'm still going to have all my attention on Scott and what he does this summer, for sure.
You have to do stuff.
But the Sacramento Kings have finally put themselves in a position where they needed to be. The writing was on the wall, and now it's just in bold permanent marker. They suck. They need to tear this thing down and start over. And to suggest that Scott in any kind of way has made things worse in Sacramento by embracing the obvious and getting ownership to embrace the obvious, that's opposite thinking, in my opinion.
Yeah. I think some people are not in touch though with this market right now because they're so used to the screw ups that happens here with the front office, and I think they look at it as like, well, they screwed up this year and then they, gave away Keon Ellis, and I don't know if they're realizing what's really going on here in Sacramento, which I know Perry has not said it, but I do believe it is a rebuild. And I don't really think everybody else has caught on to that notion yet that, no, Sacramento's, tearing it down. Yeah. They're not just, bad this year and hope that they can, get a draft pick next year and kind of start to revamp again. No, they're, trying to actually, tear the house down.
Right.
I don't know if people have fully caught on to that aren't in this market or that aren't Kings fans.
And what's funny, too, is I think if you were to poll the general NBA fan, they would think that the Sacramento Kings have had one of the worst records in the NBA every single season for the last 16 years. That hasn't been the case. They've just been mediocre, and that's why they've been stuck. So, the perspective is, man, the Kings have botched 7 first overall picks at this point. They just really suck. No, they've been 7, 8, 9 far too much.
Sure.
So we'll get into this more at noon because I'm on Team Perry a little bit here, although I do understand the criticisms that are coming his way. But coming up next, switching to baseball, ESPN's final MLB offseason grades. What grades did they give the Giants and the A's? We'll share with you. Coming up next on Matt Kayla, Sactown Sports.
This is the story of the one. As a safety manager at a manufacturing plant, he does everything he can to keep his coworkers safe. From finding ways to reduce risks to keeping safety supplies in stock. And for that, he relies on Grainger. Grainger offers a broad range of quality products and next-day delivery, so he can always play it safe. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
I love a day on the water with friends, but my moderate to severe plaque psoriasis sometimes holds me back. Now I'm all in with clearer skin thanks to Skyrizi. Risankizumab Riza, a prescription-only 150 milligram injection for adults who are candidates for systemic or phototherapy.
Teaching music is my passion, but my active psoriatic arthritis can limit me at times. Now I'm treating my joint symptoms with Skyrizi.
With Skyrizi, most people with plaque psoriasis saw 90% clearer skin at 4 months.
Or if you are an adult with active psoriatic arthritis, Skyrizi helps you move with less joint pain, stiffness, swelling, and fatigue.
Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions, increased infections, or lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, get checked for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor about any flu-like symptoms or vaccines.
There's nothing like clearer skin.
There's nothing like better movement, and that means everything. Ask your doctor about Skyrizi. Visit skyrizi.com or call 1-866-SKY-RIZZI to learn more.
Trust. It's the foundation of every business. With Better Business Bureau, you connect to a network of trusted partners who help you grow and improve your visibility. BBB accreditation signals to your customers that you value honesty and reliability. Show your commitment to integrity and excellence. Join a community that's dedicated to helping businesses thrive. Take the next step for your business. Join today. Visit bbb.org and discover how Better Business Bureau can help your business thrive.
Have you tried my Colombian tamales?
Yes, but the Mexican tamales I brought are way better.
Colombian tamales wrapped in plantain leaves are unmatched, you know.
But the Mexican tamales wrapped in corn husks are the authentic ones.
At least we can agree that they taste better with Pepsi.
Without a doubt, tamales deserve Pepsi. No matter what tamales you love, enter for a chance to win a year's worth of groceries. Powered by Pepsi. No purchase necessary. U.S. residents 18 or over. Ends April 5th, 2026. Rules at pepsipromo.com/free groceries. Pepsi is a registered trademark of PepsiCo Inc.
There's the hard way to buy a car, and then there's the Hoblet way. Transparent prices, fast paperwork, and a team that's there to help, not hover. We've spent 77 years refining this process so you can get in, get out, and get driving with zero drama. Car buying doesn't have to be stressful. At least, not when you do it the Hoblet way. Experience the difference at HobletDodge.com. The easy way to buy.
Card collectors know there's nothing as special as a rare one-of-one card. And now you can hear a very rare one-of-a-kind sports card show right here on Sactown Sports. Whitey Gleason here inviting you to join me and Mr. True Sports Cards himself, Imran Pilati, for the True Sports Card Show every Saturday morning at 10 on Sactown Sports. It's the only sports card radio show in the nation. For all your hobby needs, get to True Sports Cards, 6661 Stanford Ranch Road in Rockland. And for hobby insight and fun, join us for the True Sports Card Show Saturday mornings at 10 on Sactown Sports.
It's Matt George and Kayla Anderson on Sactown Sports 1140.
And damn it, it's almost baseball season.
I know. I keep seeing all this stuff on my feed about spring training, and I'm so jealous of everybody who's there.
Yeah.
I'm so jealous.
It is gorgeous at spring training. If you ever get the opportunity to go, it is such an unbelievable. You don't even have to be that big of a fan of baseball.
No.
But it's just the
environment.
Whether it's Mesa, Scottsdale, just the general area, it's gorgeous. Amazing food down there. If you're into golf, amazing golf over there. Going to spring training is just such a one. Like Arizona in March and in February
perfection.
is phenomenal.
Yeah.
It's
and
wonderful.
if you're into like going out, they have all that stuff too.
Yep.
So
nothing like the nightlife in Yuma, Arizona.
No, Scottsdale.
Oh, Scottsdale, baby. I hit up that Scottsdale.
Downtown Scottsdale
stretch.
has great nightlife. It's a lot of fun. It's a lot
Isn't
of fun.
that they do all the Super Bowl events there when they're in Phoenix, I think.
Doesn't surprise me. No, downtown Scottsdale is a great time.
It's
on
a
a
really fun
weeknight,
place.
weekend, doesn't matter. It's wonderful. Everyone's walking out there in short sleeves because they can.
I know.
It's Arizona, man.
Ah, man.
It's the best. The
I'm dreaming of the
sunshine
sun.
just makes you feel good. I was there this time last year for the first spring training before the A's played in West Sacramento.
Oh, to cover it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And this might be the last spring training with the A's playing in West Sacramento. Like, there's a very real possibility that this is it, y'all.
Sentimental.
This is it. Like, not just with the impending lockout that's coming, that could be who knows how long, but
Just them here.
who knows
period.
about the A's going to Las Vegas. They have trademark issues. Potentially, there's a minor league ballpark in Las Vegas that they could play at potentially. So initially, this was supposed to be a 3 to 4 year thing, and maybe still will be. But I have just feeling like my gut, and I know I'm not alone here in Sacramento, that this might be it. And hopefully the A's give us a wild card playoff series or something. Give us something.
I don't know. They're dragging their feet on that stadium. I don't know if.
I'm not rooting for Las Vegas, just to let all of you guys know.
No.
I don't want them to get a baseball team, but I'm selfish. I want one here.
Well, they're dragging their feet in Las Vegas when it comes to building the stadium.
Yeah.
But they do have.
I've driven past it. There was like studs up.
That's good. That's progress.
They are
in summer.
Almost there.
Yeah.
I should clarify. They are going to get to Las Vegas. It's just going to take a long time.
But that's the thing is they have a minor league ballpark there. They're already playing in a minor league ballpark here. Get them in Las Vegas. Just start building that goodwill with that community over there. Get the trademark stuff all handled, and then shiny new ballpark. We move next door. It's the likely scenario of what's potentially going to happen. But we get them for this year. They're ours this year. You can't do anything about it. The West Sacramento A's, and that's what I'm going to call them because I can. The ESPN released their final off-season grades for all 30 MLB teams. 4 teams were given A- or higher grades. You guys want to guess those 4 teams?
Okay. A- or higher.
A- or higher, just for about the off season that they had, not necessarily.
Okay,
like,
this is the off season.
Yeah, it's not grading the teams coming into the season.
Yeah.
It's their off season, how their off season went.
Okay, can we just knock the Dodgers out?
Yep. Yeah. Ding. That's A.
Go for it, Kayla.
I think Seattle.
Yep.
Probably.
A-.
Okay.
Seattle.
It's a good one.
2. Yeah, 2 more.
The Atlanta Braves.
No, the Atlanta Braves were not. Let's see where Atlanta is. B+. So close.
B+? Okay.
They were B+.
Let's see. Market that made Boston.
Boston is A. So that's 3.
Okay.
Really? Even though they lost Bregman? That's interesting.
The key, yeah, they like the addition of former A, Sonny Gray, the Wilson Contreras addition. Geez, if I could speak. They like the moves that they made, basically.
Okay.
Retooling in Boston.
Then the last one, I'll go with the Cubs.
No. Where are the Cubs at? I don't know if you guys will get the last one. I wouldn't have guessed
Really?
The Cubs are a B. I wouldn't have guessed this, although they have had a good offseason. I just wouldn't have thought it would be like in the A territory, but they've had a good offseason.
Give us a hint.
Justin Verlander.
Oh, Detroit.
Yeah, the Detroit Tigers. They got an A.
That's fascinating
Yeah,
because
that's interesting.
they took all the money we thought they were going to give Skubal and gave it to Framber Valdez.
Yeah.
Which is I guess inherently a good move for this year, but they didn't re-sign Skubal and they didn't trade Skubal. So what are they doing?
They got Verlander, Kyle.
Yeah, there you go. So
that pitching staff's going to be awesome.
Yeah.
So obviously the A's and Giants weren't in there. That's not necessarily a surprise. They didn't get A offseason grades.
Yeah, I didn't expect that.
Which between the two, the Giants and the A's, before we share what their grades are specifically, who do you think had a better offseason between the two, the Giants or the A's?
I think, unfortunately, because I think that this probably focuses a lot on pitching and maybe moves that are and aren't made, that the Giants are probably going to get the higher grade.
What would you say personally? Who had the better offseason? It might be the same. Or do you even have one?
I like the offseason moves in terms of the contracts
Yep.
and the extensions for the A's, and I kind of know what they're going for. So, I personally would give the A's that, but I think they're going to do the Giants is a better grade.
Also, I'd have to remember what the Giants actually did because what the A's didn't do very much, but they at least got the contract extensions for Soderstrom and Wilson and stuff like that.
Right, and that's why I would
All
say
the
that.
A's did other than that was trade for Jeff McNeil and sign Aaron Savali as a reliever. They didn't really do anything other than the extensions.
So the key additions for the Giants, because I have them here and I'm going to butcher some of these names.
Okay.
The biggest one is the manager.
And I think that's, again, why I put that as a little bit higher, too. I think that they do the whole, he's a name, whatever.
He is brought up in this art, in the blurb about it, because I think there is a general there's a major curiosity around it.
Which, by the way, we could talk about this another day. Dude's starting to sound like a quack a little bit.
Well, I can talk to you all day about that. So
Okay.
whenever you guys want to chat about it, let me know.
But second baseman Luis Arias.
Arias,
Yep.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm going to butcher names. I know Harrison is it Bader?
Bader. Harrison Bader.
Sam Henges, Adrian Hauser, Tyler Mahal,
Mahle.
Yeah. Oh, is it really Mahle?
Is it M-A-H-L-E? Yeah, Tyler Mahle.
Tyler Mahle.
Not familiar with Tyler, to be honest with you. A lot of pitching additions.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, pitching, the manager, that I feel like that they're going to automatically give the Giants a higher grade.
I guess it just depends how you value contract extensions in it, because that's really the only thing the A's did, which by A's standards is oh my God, the A's extended young players. What? How did that happen?
So you have your finger on the pulse, Kayla, of yes, the Giants are the better grade.
Okay.
What grade do you think it's the Giants that they gave the Giants?
Man, I would say a C+.
C+, okay.
I'll go, I'll agree, C+.
The Giants got a B.
Really?
They got a B.
Because they also didn't lose anybody, but also they traded everybody.
Yeah, I feel like that's a little nice.
Their biggest departures were Verlander, who whatever.
Well, but they also traded everyone at the deadline who was going to be a free agent.
Right, and Wilmer Flores was another key loss for them. And the blurb is, individually, all of these moves make sense in addressing holes from 2025. The Giants needed more offense at second base, blah, 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 blah. And then in the big picture, it feels like a bunch of, 81 and 81 moves from an 81 and 81 team. So just a 500 team.
Mm-hmm.
That leaves the most fascinating move for the Giants, or arguably any team made all offseason, hiring University of Tennessee coach Tony Vitello.
Vitello.
Sorry.
Yep.
Tony Vitello, not Vitiello. Where did that? Tony Vitello.
Vitiello.
I mean, he is Italian.
I just added another I in there for no reason. Who has no professional playing or coaching experience as the manager. So there's just the curiosity around him.
Yeah.
So where do we think, we know the Giants are better than the A's, but how much better in terms of an offseason grade? There are, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 teams that were in the C range.
Okay.
Is there anyone lower than that?
There are, there are 2 Ds.
Wow.
Or sorry, 3 Ds if you include a D plus and 1 F.
Okay.
Do we think the A's are in the C, D, or the 1 F range?
Look, I feel like they're always disrespected because they're the A's, but you have to give them some credit for some of these extensions and what they have right now in this youth. So I would think they'd at least have a C minus.
I'll say, if the Giants are a B, I feel like they're like a C plus or a C. I'll go C plus.
But I know they're disrespected, so that's why I'm giving them lower.
Well, they're not the F. The Minnesota Twins are the F. They're not. So the A's aren't the F.
Those poor Twins.
So that's good. The A's got a D.
Okay, see, I told you they'd be disrespected, but not to that level.
I mean, in fairness, they didn't really do anything.
But that's where the context of the A's as an organization is so important here, because they did a whole hell of a lot. They extended their young talent.
That's what I'm saying. Like other clubs would get credit for that.
Yes.
I think other clubs would get credit for extending some of that young talent.
When you've been rightfully dragged through the mud for your inability to hold on to your young talent, and then you extend Tyler Soderstrom and Jacob Wilson in the same offseason, avoid arbitration with Shea Langoliers, one of the best hitting catchers in baseball. You already have Rooker and Lawrence Butler handled, and right around the corner is going to be Nick Kurtz. They're going to get him handled. I would certainly hope so, unless they trade him to the Yankees or something, which would be very on par for the A's. I'm not saying hey, celebrate that the A's were finally competent, but acknowledge the fact that the A's are finally spending money. And I know it's annoying from the standpoint of, why didn't they just do this in Oakland? Well, we know why. They're moving to Vegas. Fisher is scum. We know this. But to me, this is extremely disrespectful and missing the point of what the A's are doing. The blurb is, well, I'm sure those blueprints of the new ballpark in Vegas are pretty to view. Meanwhile, after an impressive final 3 months that saw the A's go 41-34 with a plus 56 run differential, they didn't do anything except adding some low-value veterans. This isn't on general manager David Forts, of course, but on owner John Fisher, although I'm sure he will point to a $16 million payroll increase as his personal sacrifice.
I don't like that blurb at all, by the way.
Well, I like that part because I'm glad they're at least pointing to Fisher doesn't deserve any of that credit.
But they're also just contributing to pass on the A's. The A's are not even in a city right now. The A's are there was no mention about the extensions.
Yeah, no mention of the extensions. It's all about the pitching.
I think that's a lazy grade.
Yeah, it is lazy.
I think that's a lazy grade.
Although to the point about the payroll though, all the extensions don't impact their dollar values today. It's all future money, which is fair.
That.
But the grading is what you did during the offseason.
Right, and they added Vitello in the blurb for the Giants.
The A's extended 2 of their young stars this offseason in Soderstrom and Wilson.
And they didn't mention it.
And no, it's mentioned in a sarcastic shot at John Fisher, which again, I'm all for shots at John Fisher. He doesn't deserve any of the credit for these young guys being around, because I'm able to separate the A's baseball moves from John Fisher, the worst owner in sports. I'm able to separate that, and I think most A's fans hopefully can. That being said, you have to acknowledge the additions, or not the additions, the extensions, because that is in many ways an addition based off the history of the Athletics.
But they should have put in there then, if anything, like the pitching point.
Yes.
And they didn't really hit on that. Right. So if you're going to use an argument, like go maybe a little bit more into the pitching part of it, of not being able to add, And
like the pitching is a fair criticism, but if we're going to acknowledge the pitching from last season not being very good and they're not addressing it, why don't we also acknowledge, hey, now you get a full season of Nick Kurtz? Yeah. Because he played half the season last year and was as good as Aaron Judge in terms of home run hitting. Or you
lazy
acknowledge,
blurb.
Yeah, it's just it's low hanging fruit. It's not surprising, but
was that Jeff Passan?
No.
Okay.
It was David Schoenfield.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah. So I don't like that grade. The gap between the Giants and A's being B to D is pretty extreme to me.
That's ridiculous, by the way.
Regardless, we're excited about both Giants and A's baseball here on Sactown Sports, and we are excited to take the break and come back and talk about this, I think, god-awful idea that continues to get endorsed about abolishing the NBA draft. Why this would be a disaster for the Sacramento Kings. That's coming up next on Matt and Kayla, Sactown Sports.
Country in the Park is back. May 8th and 9th at Cal Expo. Miranda Lambert. John Party. Chris Young. Turnpike Troubadours. Dylan Scott and more. Line dancing, mechanical bulls, and food trucks. Make it a lucky night out of live country music and dancing for your crew. Tickets start at only $68. Country in the Park May 8th and 9th at Cal Expo with Bar None Auction, Sky River Casino, and Trex Decking and Railing. More info at CITPFest.com.
Hurry in and save big during Honda's President's Day sales event at Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop.
Hurry in and save on our best selection of new Hondas. Each is priced to sell now. Folsom Lake Honda is your one-stop Honda shop for great pricing on a giant selection of new CRVs, HRVs, Civics, and Accords with low finance and lease options. Plus, get an instant cash offer for your trade. Get to Folsom Lake Honda or go to FolsomLakeHonda.com.
Folsom Lake Honda, yeah, your one-stop Honda shop.
Join Sactown Sports downtown before every Kings game and pick up an In Shape Fitness Kings Rally towel while supplies last. If you walk, lift, stretch, or sweat, you belong. Start the year strong and join today at InShape.com.
Guys, did you know your testosterone level impacts your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED? And right now, Revive Men's Health Sacramento will check your testosterone for free. They've helped thousands of men since 2011 feel and perform better. They're so confident they can help you, they even guarantee it. Schedule your free testosterone test, exam, and consultation today. Call 916-277-8599. That's 916-277-8599. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
It's Carmichael Dave wanting you to join Capital Casino every Wednesday for their midweek madness drawing, giving away $2,000 in total cash starting at 6 p.m. in a safe, friendly environment. Plenty of well-lit parking available, conveniently located in downtown Sacramento. And remember, Capital Casino has the best food, the best service, and the best action. 411 North 16th Street in downtown Sacramento. For more information, log on to capital-casino.com and please gamble responsibly. 1-800-GAMBLER. Hey, it's Carmichael Dave. I got to tell you, I am so excited to get this decking project started with Trex decking and railings. From the first time I stepped foot in the showroom last week, I was so impressed. So many color options. Heat-resistant composite deck. What does that mean? That means I don't have to do any maintenance on it whatsoever. They even have a deck designer, so you can go online and see what your dream deck will look like on your house. Just visit Trex, that's Trex.com to get it started. Tell them Carmichael Dave sent you.
If you're serious about your golf game, then you need to know about Total Game Fitting at the Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop. Whether it's the TrackMan-powered player performance studio for your best fit clubs, or the cutting-edge technology putter fitting studio, or the free Ballnamic ball fitter and 3D foot scanner, the Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop offers you total game fitting from head to toe with equipment and apparel. Find your advantage at the Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop with the latest offering of new golf products in Northern California. Fulton Avenue at the Cap City Freeway.
This is the story of the one. As an HVAC technician, he and his digital multimeter are in high demand. So when a noisy office HVAC turns out to be a failing blower motor, he doesn't break a sweat. With Grainger's easy-to-use website and product information, he selects the product he needs to keep everything humming right along. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Need life insurance but have diabetes, high blood pressure, or on anxiety meds? If you're a 50-year-old male, even porky, or with type 2 diabetes, $1 million of life insurance may only cost you about $200 a month. For affordable term life insurance, call Term Provider and speak with Big Lou at 800-230-2777, 800-230-2777, or visit biglou.com. Remember, Big Lou's like you. He's on meds too. 800-230-2777.
KHD1 Sacramento, KYMX HD3 Sacramento. From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios.
This is Sactown Sports 1140.
It's Matt George and Kayla Anderson on Sactown Sports 1140.
So now that the Sacramento Kings are finally doing what they should have done years ago, which is tank and try and secure the best odds at a number one pick to get a young star in the draft. And I say years ago, not when I'm not referring to like the Bean Team years, but for the 16-year freaking playoff drought before that. Now that they're doing it, all of a sudden it's a big problem in the NBA. Everybody's losing their mind. Oh, it's such a big issue now in the NBA. So much so that Adam Silver and his advisors would seriously consider abolishing the rookie draft and turning rookies into free agents if it's the only way to stop tanking. This is being endorsed by many notable figures in and around the league. David Aldridge, well-respected NBA reporter. Love David Aldridge. The lottery and draft are corporate welfare for sports teams. Teams don't do anything to earn the talents of those players. They are simply given to them. Okay? Stan Van Gundy. I'd get rid of the draft. No draft. You still have the salary cap. If you want to go give Cooper Flagg $45 million a year coming out of college, do it. He's a free agent. Everybody coming out is a free agent. With no draft, there's no incentive to lose. There's none at all. All right. Let's explore this from a little bit. Really, let's explore this from the perspective that we know very well. From the perspective of the Sacramento Kings, from the perspective of a small market team that needs the draft in order to potentially turn themselves into a free agency market bare minimum. And even then, when the Sacramento Kings were really, really good, they've never been able to really do that, right? For many years, like the best signings in the history of the Kings in free agency were Vlade Divac. That one worked out quite well. Rashawn Holmes. That's not a joke, and we love Rashawn here. He was considered one of their best free agency signings ever.
Well, better than Marvin Bagley.
Well, Marvin Bagley was a draft pick. And
double down, baby, I'm a double down.
I just meant he got the money that they were going to give to Bagley.
Anyway. And DeMar DeRozan. Like, DeMar DeRozan is the biggest name that the Kings have ever gotten in free agency. And it hasn't really worked out, although we were excited about it at the time.
I'm sure you were.
If the NBA were to abolish the NBA draft and say, okay, let's make it a level playing field for everybody, and they can sign, you have a salary cap, you can sign whatever free agent rookie that you want to whatever contract you're willing to offer them to get them to join your team. You are going to create very, I think, unhealthy, detrimental bidding wars and continue to put the power in the hands of teams who are either blessed to be playing in major markets, who already get any free agent they pretty much want to, or in the mix for any free agent simply because of where they live. You're also going to incentivize teams, good teams, dumping talent to open up money to then bring in the next exciting crop of talent. Think about the Indiana Pacers. The Indiana Pacers just had an NBA Finals run. This year, they're banged up, they're hurt. Tyrese Halliburton is hurt. There is a scenario, if this were the case, There is a scenario where the Indiana Pacers right now are strongly considering, hey, let's see if we can dump Tyrese Halliburton because he just got hurt while playing for us in Game 7 of the NBA Finals when he should not have been playing. Let's dump Tyrese Halliburton the same way the Boston Celtics dumped Isaiah Thomas. Free up that money, and I don't mean like cut him, but trade him for pennies. Free up that cap space, and now we're going to throw a max contract at Darren Peterson to be the new Tyrese Halliburton here in Indiana. That is not good. And that's not even the Sacramento perspective. To me, in the league, that is very dangerous, very bad, and where it's concerning from the Kings' perspective, it's twofold. One, the Kings are never going to beat the LAs or the Bostons or the Miamis or any of these markets that might end up having cap space in order to get these top stars. The Kings, even if they were to throw the max that they could at some of these players, they will get outbid or beaten by other markets who are in better situations with better reputations, who have only $35 million to spend instead of $45 million. A $10 million gap, but to go play more meaningful basketball somewhere else, that's going to be more appealing. Agents already have a tremendous amount of power to negotiate where their players go. Now agents are completely and utterly running the league. Completely, if they're not already. And finally, if this is the case, and you're offering these contracts, in my mind, that means you're getting rid of the rookie scale contract. Which means, even if the Kings were to throw $45 million out there to bring in A.J. DeBonsa, so he accepts that now because the Kings are the one that can offer him the most. Well, by the end of that contract, do they still have his bird rights? Is he a restricted or unrestricted free agent? If he's unrestricted, then A.J. DeBonsa is going to go to L.A. 4 years from now. This is a horrible idea presented by people who cover the league from a national perspective, but are covering the Lakers, the Heat, and whatever teams are at the top of the mountain at that given time. OKC never would have become what the Thunder have become if this were the case.
Yeah.
Never. The Golden State Warriors dynasty never would have started if this were the case.
Well, even the Cavs' success.
Yeah, maybe they would have gotten Steph Curry because Steph was kind of undervalued in college. But this is a tremendously terrible idea that's going to knock the competitive balance even more out of whack in the NBA if this were even remotely a good idea.
I think why I feel it's so strange that this is even a conversation of making this just a free agency thing is like when you look around the leagues, like everyone has drafts. Like drafts are a part of the professional leagues. And for the NBA to want to consider something like this, and again, these are national reporters adding to the theme of trying to fix the whole tanking and the lottery. So I think like they're searching so hard right now for an instant like fix of how do we make the lottery more fair so that teams aren't tanking and we can eliminate that problem. But then they're opening up another problem when it comes to what this could lead to. Because in no real world, can a small market like Sacramento, like Milwaukee, Oklahoma City's good where they are now, but if they get it into a time where they tank again and their roster isn't good again, they're going to fall in that same category as a smaller market. Even New Orleans, like these are all markets that they're going to be at the bottom when it comes to free agency. I know there's like a cap, but these players get to pick essentially where they're going. And unless you have a really good team recently that's a small market team, maybe you could finagle getting some of those young players there. But this is all just going to be not up to the teams to really control this. And that's going to put all these small market teams at the bottom where they're probably going to stay for a long, long time.
The power of choice will always create a disadvantage for somebody and an advantage for others.
And especially the large markets, even if it's honestly like a New York or a Brooklyn Nets situation. Even if it's a Brooklyn Nets, it's still a big market. They might not be a great organization right now, but they're a bigger market. Someone's going to go there before they're going to go to Sacramento.
Yeah, I'm going to take $20 million to play in Brooklyn versus $40 million to play in Sacramento because I'm going to make that $20 million up.
Correct.
Or more in endorsement deals and
recognizability.
Whatever the word is in Brooklyn. Oh, by the way, Sacramento, California has the state income tax. So there's already there's less incentive that it's a disaster of an idea. It's complete competitive imbalance. And you know what it's going to do? Everybody's complaining and crying right now. Oh, a quarter of the league isn't trying to win. With this process, a quarter of the league's going to suck permanently to where they're going to be irrelevant.
And they're talking about expansion, like you said. Expansion, and then so that what's happening, these other teams are just in NBA hell for years to come.
So the Sacramento Kings have to wait for some player to finally choose them.
Right. Which they already kind of have an issue with.
And even then, is that player choosing them because, well, they can offer me the most right now, but I'm getting out the first opportunity. Or I'm choosing the Sacramento Kings because I want to build something here and it's the right place for me.
I don't like this to me is nauseating that these writers would even say that it could be a good idea. If you actually showed me maybe a layout of, hey, if we do free agency, the small markets will get first pick. And there has to be some sort of just because that is an actual thing. They can be in the top 10 or whatever of picking those young players that year.
If you want to do this, you have to make it so that they are still signing rookie scale contracts so that is there so teams can maintain that talent. And you have to make it so that there's almost a separate salary cap or a salary ceiling of how much you can offer these rookies.
Right.
And that ceiling is determined on your positioning or where you're at in the league. Like the LA Lakers, if they were a playoff team, should not be able to throw the same amount of money at a player just because they have the cap space as the Sacramento Kings or the Charlotte Hornets.
There's there would have to be tiering to it.
Something.
Right? And specific rules and things that have to go into that.
And even then, you're still allowing the power of choice of a player saying, I'm going to take less money because I don't want to play for the Sacramento Kings. You're allowing narratives around a market and a team and the reputation of a team to prevent their ability to get the talent that they need to therefore change that reputation. And that's the whole point of the lottery system. The whole point of the lottery system is not to reward tanking teams, and it's not this David Aldridge, the welfare of the league. No, the point of the lottery system is to, hey, this team sucks because they don't have a star because of whatever circumstance. Maybe the owner was silly enough to trade that star for Zach LaVine or whatever the case may be. But the Kings are there now because they need a star so they can get the hell up out of there.
Exactly. And guess what? It's not going to be good as much as they think, and it's always good to have bigger brands in the mix, right? You always want your bigger brands in the mix. But it's not good for the league, especially you're thinking about expanding. You got to treat the people and the teams you have right now with some sort of equality. And then, you're in a way just saying, we don't care about any of you, although you're part of the league.
Yeah.
To me, it sends a bad message to the league as a whole, too, if you do something like this. Because I think you're pretty much saying, we only care about the top.
Yes.
And that is not a good look overall for
And
a
there's
league.
already that feeling because going back to before the season started and Adam Silver's press conference talking about streaming services and these national TV games and Adam Silver saying the ridiculous statement, you can watch clips on YouTube. It's we're going to show you the games that we think you want to watch by the good teams or whatever. And if you're a fan of any other team but you can't find your team's games because they're not important enough to be on the streaming service XYZ, sorry, go watch clips on YouTube. Yeah. That mindset, applying that now to whole franchises, hey, if your team's not good enough to attract talent, sorry, just suck forever in basketball hell. And Sacramento would certainly be one of those teams. Again, OKC we celebrate OKC. Look what the Thunder were able to build and how OKC's on fire with this team.
Sure.
they had to build through the draft.
Absolutely,
The Golden State Warriors dynasty never happens if this were the case.
Mm-hmm.
Like, this is a stupid idea. And the 916 here on the text line brings up a great scenario, too. Matt, in this free agent scenario, couldn't A.J. DeBonsa and Darren Peterson just agree to go to the same team?
Well,
yes,
well, that's
they
why,
could.
Yeah, and that's why I said they'd have to have tiers with rules, like where they couldn't go. Each guy would have to sign with a different. But then that's going to create madness within their agents.
Yeah.
And it's going to be, if anything, the league's going to turn into a joke. It's going to turn into like a soap opera. No joke.
Yeah.
Like it will turn into the agents, like you said, running the league.
You have a scandal right now happening in L.A.
Yes.
where a company was putting money under the table or to make sure Kawhi Leonard would stay in L.A.
Yes.
So how...
The McDonald's bag.
When you have this going on, how are you not going to go, okay, A.J. DeBonsa, take the $20 million we can offer you to come to L.A. Wink, wink. There's going to be another 40 coming your way from company X, Y, and Z in endorsement deals.
Sure. Exactly. It is literally like the McDonald's bag, like back in the day in college.
It's an unfair competitive advantage. It's a completely unfair advantage
Yeah.
that would continue to screw over small market teams until one player decides to fully just either take the bag in Sacramento or pities the Kings enough to say, okay, I'll play for them and try and be the hero there. And that might happen every once in a while, but certainly not enough to maintain competitive balance in the league.
Can I add one caveat to that point, too? I don't think the system works unless you abolish the draft system and get rid of the max contract. I think that's the thing in combination that works, because then you don't have to pay Kawhi under the table because you can give Kawhi $100 million against your salary cap if that's what you choose to do type of situation. I think those two things in combination makes it a little more feasible, because then, like, to your point with could Darren Peterson and AJ DeBonsa go to the same team? One, that would be awesome. And two, if they did...
It would not be awesome.
I think it would be awesome.
It would be terrible.
But if that team wanted to pay $70 million a year to DeBonsa and $80 million a year to Peterson, then they're confined in their ability to make other moves, and then that kind of competitive balances it a little bit more.
But now you're just creating bidding wars at the very, very top, to where, because just like we see in the NFL, every time someone signs a max contract, it's the biggest contract in history until the next player signs that contract. In the NBA, it's now, you gave DeBonsa $70 million? Oh, well, when Giannis is a free agent, you got to sign him to far more than $70 million because he's better than A.J. DeBonsa, isn't he? And he's an established star. So now, okay, you got to sign him this. And that means the bottom of your roster is paid pennies. So
you get these MLB contracts is what you get.
You negatively impact the bottom line of the contracts at the bottom. Therefore, you would have to abolish the minimum contract that you could sign. It's a disaster.
But then don't you think those things will work themselves out if, say, the team that signs Giannis to the $100 million contract loses in the first round, but the team that signs 5 guys to $20 million contracts wins the championship? Don't you think that will sort itself out with competitive balance?
Not necessarily, because this is a star-driven league. And stars and agents are all about getting their star the most money in the best possible scenario for them specifically. It'll always be the star gets paid, and the trickle-down effect is how you fill out the roster. It's how we've seen it. So if you remove this a max contract and say you can pay this player whatever hell you want, how long is it before a player is basically saying, give me 80% of your salary cap because I'm worth that?
I think, too, it's just like if Adam Silver and this league are smart and really want to try to fix things, and again, I don't have the instant answer to this, right, with the tanking stuff. Maybe we can, in the summer, come up with some creative plans. But I think if they really want to control the league, there ain't no way they're doing something like this, because you are handing the power over to the agents, to the players, in terms of like these younger players that are going to, and you're not going to have the control as a commissioner, as a league. Yeah. Like, just watch. It'll happen if that goes into play.
Yeah, and then how long until everyone's screaming, we have to raise the salary cap because I don't have enough money to fill a roster of players, because every single time there's a new deal or a new TV contract that raises the salary cap even higher, that's going to raise the bottom line demands of the top stars, because we're all human beings. Mm-hmm. Even if I'm making $80 million, if I had the opportunity to make more, naturally I'm going to do it because I'm not just paying for myself. My agent is taking a cut. I got all the people beneath me. I got all whatever. Like, it's just human nature.
But to that same point, like, let's say the $100 million is a thing. Wouldn't you then be willing, if Sacramento is offering you the $100 million, to go to Sacramento if that's where the money is coming from?
I don't think that's to me, I don't think that's a good idea, even if it resulted in the Kings paying $100 million to convince a player to come here against their will, but to take the bag. I think that's a terrible idea.
Which is why I think we all agree on the point, like, this would not be good for the Kings in the long run. It would put more pressure on good organizational because I do think the other point is, like, if you run a good organization, people will come. Like, the Thunder got Russell Westbrook and Paul George and Shai Gilgeous-Alexander to willingly sign contract extensions to stay there. So, like, if you run a good organization, people will stay. The only difference is Sacramento's less attractive, and so then it puts pressure on, like, making trades and building a foundation so that free agents then want to come.
But the league has an issue right now, Kyle, where there are contracts that are not movable. Not movable because teams are afraid to move them in terms of the salary cap.
But that's why people won't do the $100 million contracts.
I think, like, I get what you guys are saying here, but I think that the money, besides the money, like, take out the money. I think just being handed over the opportunity to really put these bigger markets in front of all these other markets will continuously keep them in the gutter, in the cellar. That's just a fact. Like, that's just market.
Yes.
That's just a market size in any kind of market. In the NFL, like, this is just what it is.
I mean, we say that, but like
that.
Josh Allen's in Buffalo and Patrick Mahomes is in Kansas.
He was drafted to Buffalo.
Yeah, I know, but they still...
You had to get him in the door.
Yeah.
Do you think Josh Allen would have chosen to play
difference.
Buffalo, New York off the bat compared to if he had the opportunity to play for the LA Rams?
Well, that's because, and Russell King's GM had said on the chat, like, literally the most popular sport in the world uses no draft. Okay, that we're talking about...
No.
Soccer,
yes.
like, at a different soccer here, MLS drafts. Like, we're talking about a sport that's like, that's a different level.
And also Russell King's GM, who says, please Google English Premier League and then read, educate yourself. This is embarrassing.
No, it's not.
Look at the top of the English Premier League every year. It's the same 5 freaking clubs. It's Man City, Man United, Arsenal, Chelsea. It's the same group every damn year.
It's just a different.
It's a completely different system. Like, we're talking academy systems too. It's not even remotely comparable. It's not the same thing. But if you keep wanting to use the Premier League as an example, the Premier League sucks for every other club that's not those top 5 or top 6 that are the ones in the Champions League every single year and winning the title every single year because they've got an unlimited budget by billionaires. Look what's happening in the MLB. The LA Dodgers are buying titles. And we have a major problem with it here in the USA. So you want to go this route of basically a free market for buying talent, buying rookies.
That's what it will
be. In the NBA, it's what it's going to be because no matter what you do, LA is always going to be better than Sacramento. Boston is always going to be better than Detroit. New York is always going to be better than Charlotte. It's natural. It is what it is. So you have to have rules and things in place to remove that competitive advantage or lessen that competitive advantage as much as possible. And giving all these teams free reign to essentially buy rookies is horrible. Horrible for the league. I'm shocked that this is being endorsed as much as it is. It would create interesting chaos.
I don't know. Sure. Maybe it's being endorsed just to be able to create conversations like this, right? Like,
sure.
I mean, maybe it's something where because we're at such a standstill of knowing what to do to fix tanking, and then in turns, makes the lottery a topic. I think it's just we're at such a standstill. Like, everyone's throwing everything out there. But this is one of the worst ideas.
Yeah, I think it's a terrible idea. I think it's a horrible idea. And again, I don't think Adam Silver wants to fundamentally change the league.
I want to hear exactly what he says about this.
I think he's taking everything under consideration.
Sure.
But this conversation with a whole lot smarter people than me around a table are coming to the same conclusions and even worse conclusions than we're coming to, because they have models. They can forecast and project how this would go. And there's no feasible way, in my opinion, that this would ever turn out good for everybody. It would turn out great for some and terrible for others, which creates
I'm just
even more
thinking out loud. Could we get one of these guys on the show? Because I would really enjoy hearing some of these people who endorse it.
Yeah.
Like, to hear their side. I really would like to hear exactly what they think that they could talk us into.
Let's reach out to David Aldridge
Right?
or Stan
I'm
Van
serious.
Gundy.
I'd really be curious.
There would just have to be so many rules in place that would become even more convoluted than before, and I hate the idea of how that would work. Well, when we come back, we're going to take a break from this NBA financial free agency crazy conversation and go to NFL free agency. There's some names that are connected to the Niners, connected to the Raiders, and a name from the Niners that is likely on the way out. We'll discuss coming up next. Matt and Kayla, Sactown Sports.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Jeff's day is off to a slow start. So he heads to AutoZone, America's #1 battery destination, where Sammy, a local AutoZoner, tests his battery for free. Looks like he just needs a charge. And Sammy does that for free too. In no time at all, Jeff is back on the road, ready to finish the day strong. Free battery testing and charging at every store. No hassles, just help.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Restrictions apply.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm, and Chuck McDowell definitely not an attorney. This is Chuck. If someone talked you into buying something really silly and you want to get out of that silly little thing, my advice, get the facts. Call me and I'll send you our timeshare exit kit absolutely free. Inside, you'll learn how timeshare works and all your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley now for your free exit info kit. 800-290-7100. That's 800-290-7100.
You ever notice how the other guys scream about massive discounts on their Dodge, Chrysler, or Jeep Ram vehicles? Then you get to the fine print and boom, another $5,200 in mandatory ads. At Hoblet, we don't insult your intelligence. The price you see is the price you pay. No mystery add-ons, no bait and switch, no gotcha when you sit down to buy. Hoblet, family owned for 77 years. Transparency, straightforward pricing. Buy it right, buy it at Hoblet.
Check engine or ABS light on? Take the guesswork out of your warning lights with O'Reilly Veriscan. It's free. Ask for O'Reilly Veriscan.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Bring your visions to life with smart business buying tools and technology from Amazon Business. From fast, free shipping to in-depth buying insights and automated purchase approvals, we deliver everything you need to achieve your goals. Go to AmazonBusiness.com for support. This message comes from Viking, committed to exploring the world in comfort. Journey through the heart of Europe on an elegant Viking longship with thoughtful service, destination-focused dining, and cultural enrichment on board and on shore. With small ships that bring travelers closer to the destination, there's more time to explore. And every Viking voyage is all-inclusive, with no children and no casinos. Discover more at Viking.com.
Feel the thunder.
It's the energy all around you.
Lightning and the thunder.
The thrill of the moments to come. The flash of lights. The rush of pure exhilaration. The roar of the crowd. See it, hear it, feel it.
Feel the thunder. Lightning and the thunder.
Thunder Valley Casino Resort. Feel the thunder.
Matt and Kayla on Sactown Sports 1140.
NBA hypotheticals got me pissed. So let's leave the NBA behind for a little bit. Let's go to the NFL.
Time to cool it down like this R&B hit.
Matt Bowden of ESPN had a list of free agency fits that, of course, include the San Francisco 49ers and Las Vegas Raiders. Last week, Kayla, we were talking about wide receiver free agents, and we came to the conclusion that Juwan Jennings might be the highest paid wide receiver free agent this offseason.
Yeah.
And the more that rings true, the less likely it's going to be in San Francisco that he's going to get that bag, going to get that contract. Plus, I think San Francisco's still feeling a little gun shy maybe about throwing bags at wide receivers based off of what has happened with Brandon Ayuk, right?
Yeah.
So where does Matt Bowden have Juwan Jennings going, and is it the right place in your mind, or is it the right spot for Juwan, not necessarily for the team?
Yeah, so he clearly, in this article about Matt Bowden, who is an NFL analyst for ESPN, these are his best fits. And he obviously breaks down a lot of film and monitors these guys throughout the season. But I've, being around the league a long time, you keep an eye on a lot of these guys too. And like, okay, this is interesting. So he has Juwan Jennings going to Carolina. And at first it's a little weird. You're like, Carolina, like what? Like that's not really the first place you think of when it comes to a bigger team. They can throw the bag at him. And again, a big reason why he probably isn't staying in San Francisco is because there's so many other positions of need they've got to pay for. Mm-hmm. And that's just something where he's going to get a bigger bag somewhere else, and Carolina can give him that. I also think it kind of makes sense for Juwan Jennings. Like, Juwan Jennings, de facto wise, kind of became a number one here in a way.
Out of necessity.
Out of necessity, because everybody else was hurt. Yeah. And so he had opportunities, and credit to him, he took advantage of it. I mean, I was looking at his PFF grades, Pro Football Focus. He had an 83.1 PFF overall grade. So that ranked him about 15th in terms of wide receivers. Like, not the greatest, but it's good. It's good when it comes to the amount of wide receivers that are in the league. Mm-hmm. He ranks right there in the top 15. He had 18 contested catches that were that's a top 4 figure amongst wide receivers. And the biggest thing about him too is he's not afraid to be a blocker, which is so beneficial to any team.
Yep.
So when you look at him there, he could be a number 2 to Tet McMillan. And I think would be a really good option for a guy like Bryce Young, who's still trying to find his comfort blankets, and just having both of those guys where you could do a 1 and 2 with Juwan under Tet. I think it would work really well, and I think he could become even bigger star there, just because they're still trying to figure out what they are as a team with Bryce.
Quick side question, and of course we don't have the context of what the Niners are going to do and will do this offseason, but I feel like the loss of Juwan Jennings has a chance to be more detrimental to the Niners than the general conversation is making out to be. It sounds like the everybody's just resigned to his time in San Francisco is probably over because he's going to get the bag elsewhere. But is Ricky Pearsall ready to step up to become that reliable piece? Is it somebody that you draft? The Niners don't have a replacement answer right now. So this idea that we're just resigned to him leaving and the Niners are just going to be okay. I know it's Kyle Shanahan, but I'd be a little concerned if I'm Brock Purdy.
Look, to be honest, yeah, they should be concerned. Unfortunately, this is the NFL, and you just can't always. I mean, it's what the Titans did. They drafted A.J. Brown, kept him there 2 years. He was just getting into being A.J. Brown, and they traded his butt away to go higher up and draft a wide receiver that never became something in the league. And so it's one of those things that you have to be careful. Because you're right. What do you have right now in place of him? But I think they think, okay, we can draft someone. Maybe we bring someone here in free agency that's a little less. But I think they're going younger. And I think that they think Pearsall, if he can stay healthy, he can be one of their top guys. But it is a risk to not keep Juwan. I just think that they're not going to be able to pay him.
But there are some targets that Mr. Bowden has connected to the San Francisco 49ers, including, no surprise, an offensive lineman.
Yes, Isaac Seumalo, and he is a guy that's coming from Pittsburgh. And this is someone who has been really, really good in his career. And this is obviously interior line, and they need some beefing up. They just need some depth on that line as well. Again, you want to keep Brock Purdy healthy this year, especially if you know that you're not going to have Mac Jones, because I have a feeling that Mac Jones is not going to be here. So what they like about him and what I like about this fit is Foot quickness is something that Bowden attributed to Samelo, and his pass rush win rate. Like, he's been really, really good. He's had a 97.3% pass rush win rate. That's second amongst all guards. And then when it comes to his run blocking, 76.9% win rate, which that's fourth. So he's right up there with offensive linemen when it comes to that. And the biggest thing about him, he's had 5,000 career steps. So this is a guy who has the experience. I think that will fit in perfectly with the Shanahan team, that like he doesn't want to be he wants you to come in and do your job. And so I feel like this would be a good fit for the 49ers.
Is he expected to command a high? Does Bowden go into it all?
Yeah,
like
so
the price tag?
This is what's always interesting. He does not mention on it. What I learned working with, again, a former offensive lineman in my old spot in Nashville, was tackles are the most premium when it comes to free agency and offensive linemen. Like, you're going to pay a pretty penny for a tackle, and they might not even be the best, but if they're even somewhat good, you're going to pay for them. Guards, not as much. But you're still going to, he's one of the best guards out there in free agency. So you're still going to have to fork up some money. And I think that's where you have to be careful if you're the Niners. Like, what do you pick and choose right now? Because you have a lot of places you need to fill holes.
I mean, you already have a pretty penny going to your tackle and Trent Williams, right? So how much are you willing to throw at the guard position?
Sure.
But, I mean, a priority. Purdy needs more targets to throw to, I think, in general, unless they want to run Christian McCaffrey into the ground, and we'll see if George Kittle's able to come back. But can't throw if you're on your back.
And again, that's where it's like, what are they going to do in the draft? That's like the biggest question that I have for them, because wide receiver wise, and we'll get into draft talk later on, but they have like a lower first round pick. So if they go wide receiver, like, yeah, they could get a good one, but they're not going to get the top.
The Las Vegas Raiders are, I guess, slated to be big spenders or very active in free agency. I'm very curious about this. Of course, they do have some cap space at the very least. Maybe not like Carolina. They're less than Carolina, right? I'm pretty sure Carolina's got the most cap space.
I think the Titans have.
Titans do.
Yeah, and I think the Raiders are right under the Titans.
So, okay, so they're
I think they're right there.
So they're right in the mix.
Yeah.
Well, there are three names, including one that excites me and Romeo Dobbs, that is that Bowden has connected to the Las Vegas Raiders. Again, this is not him reporting that Las Vegas is targeting these guys, but this is him like forecasting fits or guys that would make sense in Las Vegas. Three names. What do you think of Jalen Watson, Romeo Dobbs, and Zion Johnson?
Yeah, I'm partial to Jalen Watson. He's a Coug. And I watched a lot of him in college. And he's one of those gems that was like, I can't remember if he was a fourth or fifth rounder. When he was in Kansas City, drafted by, at the time, Mike Borgonzi, who's the current Titans GM, was in that front office and really scouted Washington State, this side of the country, scouted them hard. And so I had a specific conversation with GM Mike Borgonzi when he first got to Tennessee about Jalen Watson. Loves the guy, loves the work ethic, hardest working guy. He's scheme versatile. I think he could come right in and you could really count on him to like hold his own. He's a good leader. Like, I think he'd be a really good fit instantly there. And he's not too old. Like, he's still young where he can fit the mold of what like the Raiders are right now. And then, like, you're excited about Romeo Dobbs. I just think anything you can add offensively to the Raiders to help out Fernando Mendoza.
He's got to throw to somebody, right?
You got to throw to somebody. And then Zion Johnson, who's currently was with the Chargers. Again, you got to fix the offensive line. He's a left guard. He can help a lot in the run game. I think he has like 90.7 pass block win rate. That's huge. Anything with the offensive line you can add in free agency, I think that should be at the top of the list for the Raiders. So I think that would be a good fit as well. Yeah. Just get in a couple pieces on that line.
Yeah.
You have to do it.
Tom, throw a lot of cash at your offensive line. You know as well as anybody how important it is to not get hit over and over and over and over again. We can't let that happen to Fernando Mendoza. Well, free agency is shaping up to be very, very interesting in the NFL. We'll take the break. When we come back, it is time to pick a side. You're listening to Matt and Kayla on Sactown Sports.
Hurry in and save big during Honda's President's Day sales event at Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop.
Hurry in and save on our best selection of new Hondas. Each is priced to sell now. Folsom Lake Honda is your one-stop Honda shop for great pricing on a giant selection of new CRVs, HRVs, Civics, and Accords with low finance and lease options. Plus, get an instant cash offer for your trade. Get to Folsom Lake Honda or go to folsomlakehonda.com.
Folsom Lake Honda, yeah, your one-stop Honda shop.
Trust. It's the foundation of every business. With Better Business Bureau, you connect to a network of trusted partners who help you grow and improve your visibility. BBB accreditation signals to your customers that you value honesty and reliability. Show your commitment to integrity and excellence. Join a community that's dedicated to helping businesses thrive. Take the next step for your business. Join today. Visit bbb.org and discover how Better Business Bureau can help your business thrive.
Join Sactown Sports Downtown before every Kings game and pick up an In-Shape Fitness Kings Rally Towel while supplies last. If you walk, lift, stretch, or sweat, you belong. Start the year strong and join today at InShape.com.
You remember me from a show called And Joe? I'm back on the radio, Sacramento. It's Joe Mami, and when you need your new country fix, join me weekdays from 6A to 10 for the Pat and Cody with Joe show on New Country 105.1 KNCI or on the free KNCI app.
Guys, did you know your testosterone affects everything in your system, including how you feel and perform every day? Right now, Revive Men's Health Sacramento will check your testosterone for free. Knowing your T levels is the first step in understanding if you have low T. Your testosterone level impacts your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED. Maintaining an appropriate T level can change your whole life. Most men start to see changes in their hormone levels in their 30s. Experience and results matter. So what are you waiting for? Get your T levels checked today by local, experienced, and trusted men's health experts. They've helped thousands of men since 2011. They're so confident they can help you, they even guarantee it. Call Revive today and schedule your free testosterone test, free exam, and free consultation. Call Revive Men's Health at 916-277-8599. That's 916-277-8599. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
When life calls for a little extra, a kitchen upgrade, paying off debt, or that dream vacation, Valley Strong Credit Union is here to help. With a Valley Strong home equity loan, you can tap into your home's value with competitive rates, flexible terms, and local guidance you can trust. Get approved in as little as 5 minutes, with funding in as few as 5 days. Your goals are within reach. Visit valleystrong.com to get your offer today. Valley Strong Credit Union. Grow your possibilities. Equal housing lender, NMLS number 456506.
Pick a side, any side. It's time for Pick a Side on Matt and Kayla.
New rejoiner, who dis?
Ooh, big boy voice.
I was going to say, listen to us, little
Big
radio
guy
show
voice.
becoming big time. Oh, yeah, it's time to pick a side. Topic number 1.
Yeah, fancy imaging.
Let's go.
UCLA head coach Mick Cronin had a crazy night yesterday. His team lost by 30 points. He sent a player to the locker room mid-game, like kicked him out of the game. And then reporter asked him about something that happened with the Michigan State student section, and he had this viral response.
What was your thought in the student section chanting Booker's name?
I could give a rat's about the other team's student section.
I just meant the overall the way that you
I would like to give you a kudos for the worst question I've ever been asked.
All right,
Did you like
You should take it.
the preparation of the...
Do you really think I care about the other team's
No, I don't.
student
I don't
section?
think you care about the other.
Are you raising your voice at me?
No, I'm just.
Yeah, you are. Yeah, you are.
Oh my God.
Come on, dude.
No reason.
Come on. Yes, you are. Everybody's standing here listening to you. Everybody. This is on camera. They can hear you. I answered the question. I could give a rat's about the other team's student section. I coach UCLA. I don't care about Michigan State students. I mean, who cares?
All right.
All
You're
right,
not
fair,
big
fair or
enough for
foul
this,
is
bud.
your question.
Okay, look. When you interview, this is part of sports.
Ugh.
When you interview coaches, players, right after losses or frustrating moments, you're going to get raw emotion. And I'm okay with it. I'm okay with raw emotion. I'm okay if you're frustrated. I'm okay if you're angry after how a game goes. That does not give you the freedom to be able to talk down to and disrespect and treat a reporter who's just trying to do their job disrespectfully. And, of course, I come from the side of a reporter who has a deep appreciation for coaches and for players. I'm not pretending that what they go through is easy. They are under a microscope. They're scrutinized publicly and privately, time and time and time again, oftentimes by reporters and media members. But I hate this idea that media is the enemy, and media, like some media is out there that is absolutely trying to get ya. I gotcha. Hey, look at this headline. Look at me trying to make you out to look like an idiot. That does not, but most reporters are not that way. And most reporters strive to build a good relationship with the coaches and the players that they cover so that they can do their job objectively, but also do it respectfully. There was nothing disrespectful by the question. It was a legitimate question based off of what the student section was or wasn't saying. It's a storyline in relation to the game. It is a fair question. You don't have to answer it because you don't have to care. The first part of his answer, coach's answer, I'm fine with. I don't give a rat's ass. Great. That's fine. But then he takes it into a further level where he starts demeaning. It's the worst question I've ever been asked. And then, why are you raising your voice at me? Just becoming a condescending jerk about it.
Yeah.
I hate that treatment of media members by anybody, just like I would hate it if it was the other way around.
Yeah.
It's completely uncalled for.
Yeah, it's completely foul. I was a reporter before ever going to radio for a long, long time. I've asked millions of questions to coaches. I've heard some really stupid questions where I would actually say, go ahead and answer them like that, coach. But this question specifically, what a joke. The guy wasn't trying to be berating, or he wasn't trying to be a jerk about the question. He was just simply asking a question where it could have just gotten a simple answer. And instead he took it kind of to the next level and then just didn't stop. It's like he made it a point to belittle this reporter because he had a bad day. Mm-hmm. Like, grow up. And by the way, if you're trying to make it known that you're gonna trend on social media, Cronin, you're a no name. What are you doing right now that's relevant? Get over yourself. That is so foul. It's just disgusting how he responded to that reporter.
What's kind of crazy too is the actual question that was being asked, which is
I know
the biggest layup for a coach too, which is, hey, the Michigan State student section was berating one of your players during the game.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah.
If anything, take your anger out on Michigan State's fans and say, hey, I thought that was unacceptable.
The most softball question layup for you.
The issue is, and this is what I think some people fail to understand, is what you think a story of a game isn't always the story that someone else is trying to tell.
We all have our own different things.
Because if we all told the same story, you wouldn't read all of it.
He's also probably a writer.
Right. So I'm sitting there, if I'm sitting courtside and I heard them chanting about something, now that's an angle of a story that I heard and I had an experience with at this game that I don't know if anybody else is telling, so I want to tell that side of the story. Yeah. Well, let me get the context of maybe the coach heard it, maybe the coach feels a certain type of way about it. It is not a stupid question. It is a completely realistic angle to it, because believe it or not, coach, things that happen at a sporting event aren't just about your team on the court. There's a billion things that happen at a sporting event that could become a story.
Unfortunately, he's unaware of that.
Well, I thought the first answer was fine. I don't give a rat's ass. Great. But to be disrespectful,
but he berated that guy.
That's completely. He should honestly. I think he should face at least not necessarily a fine or any nothing extreme. But I hope there was a talking to at the very least from someone at UCLA going, Coach, you made us all look like jerks by acting that way.
It was on the front page of ESPN.
Yeah, congrats, Coach.
Otherwise wouldn't have happened.
Congrats.
All right, next question.
Anyways, number 2, the San Francisco 49ers are going to be the first team to play 2 international games in a season. Is this fair or foul?
That's foul. Man, that's foul. Look, I get wanting to grow the game, and that's fine for if they even want to expand to different countries. But making a team play 2 international games in one season, you're taking away from your home field advantage. Second of all, Australia, that's going to be the longest trip that those guys will ever do in terms of an international game. and then you're also going to do Mexico City. Like, I get the brand of the Niners is one of the biggest brands, and that's probably why the NFL is doing it.
Yep.
I'd be really, really curious to see how Shanahan and that organization feels about playing 2 international games like this, because I just think that's too many.
Now, if I were the Niners organization, I would take it as a term of endearment because there is global interest about my team and my brand.
Yeah.
So that's encouraging.
Yeah.
I would also take it as the NFL wants to feature me, which is good. That's great. Again, term of endearment.
Right.
But logistically...
But is the NFL playing the game?
Exactly. Logistically, we're the ones that have to figure this out. We have to handle the travel. And look, they travel in style. Yo, I could sleep on a sofa on an airplane for a 20-hour flight, and I'd still get out the other end, and now having to play a football game.
We're talking about big, 300-pound offensive linemen. And
yes, they have every luxury available to them. That doesn't mean it's not still uncomfortable and tough, especially after. And what I'm really curious to see, Kayla, is when the schedule comes out, where do these games fall in terms of, is it before a bye week? Right. After a bye week? The Australian one, I would hope it would be after a bye week, so you'd have
to put
a long time to get out there.
For sure.
Plus, who the opponents are. Is this going to be a marquee game that has a tremendous amount of meaning behind it? Is this a divisional game? Does this carry a lot of weight for playoffs, or is it just a whatever matchup? All this matters in the context of how these 2 international games are going to be. The Mexico City one is
not too bad,
not horrible, but
it's still taking away from your home field advantage.
Exactly. That's a big deal element of it, too. What if Kyle Shanahan was given an ultimatum? You can have 2 international games or do Hard Knocks. And Kyle's like, I'll take the 2 international games. I ain't doing Hard Knocks.
Kyle?
I'm going to disagree with the idea that it's foul because, not that it's fair, nothing's fair, but flight from San Francisco to Mexico City is shorter than a flight from San Francisco to Miami. So it's just you're taking a home game and making it a road game. At least they don't have to go to different continents
twice. Which is a big deal, but you're right. That's not the travel one. The travel one is Australia.
Yeah, no, that one's crazy. That's a bigger question of should they do an Australia game at all. I think we have time for one more. Do we want to do the first one or the second one?
I think the one we were going to tease for today, which was Easter
candy. Your Easter candy?
Yeah.
Okay, let's do Easter candy.
We got to pay off the tease here.
All right, well, Easter candy's already out, which I assume is just Valentine's candy that is now being branded as Easter candy. Is this too early?
Yes, it is. I am a weirdo when it comes to candy that a lot of people don't like. I dig candy corn.
Oh, yeah, you like all the weird stuff.
I dig those terrible chalk hearts.
Peeps, do you like?
Easter is where I draw the line.
Man. Oh.
Easter is where I draw the line. Peeps, terrible. Peeps are
I'm surprised
awful.
By this.
Plus, I had a horrible experience as a kid with jelly beans, the jelly bean, and stuff like that. And jelly bean is very much I
love jelly
Easter
beans.
Really? Oh man, I love Starbursts, and I had Starburst jelly beans as a kid. I got so sick that day. I don't know why. If it had anything to do with
bag.
No, my mom didn't let me. But that day was a bad day for old Matt's tummy. And I have never, ever, ever been able to eat a Starburst jelly bean again because of the trauma of that day. Easter candy, overrated as hell. Even chocolate bunnies are whatever.
Yeah, I say it's foul just because I don't want to walk into Walgreens the day after Valentine's Day, where I, by the way, had to see Valentine's stuff put up the minute that Christmas ended.
Pretty much.
I don't want to see these things the minute that I'm done having to deal with one other holiday. Give it a couple of weeks to put this freaking Easter egg candy out. And then plus I'm always, wanting to buy it because it looks cool. It looks different.
Do you get irritated when you see Christmas trees up at before Thanksgiving?
Yes.
Yeah, welcome to late stage capitalism.
We're getting too excited here for everything. Let's give it a little time to breathe. That's where we're at right now in society.
I like it.
But then I do want to buy the Reese's eggs.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Okay, so you're mad because it works.
Exactly, that's why I'm mad. Exactly.
I hate this. Oh, nom, nom. Oh, this is horrible.
My
nom, nom. No, I can relate.
Gosh.
Can't relate. All right, well, that's Pick a Side. Coming up next is Lunch Break. If you want to call in and be a part of the show, now is your time to do so. 916-329-1140, 800-920-1140. Are the Sacramento Kings, or do the Sacramento Kings, have the worst front office in the NBA? Meaning, has Scott Perry made it worse Plus, where do the Kings' top stars, air quotes, fall on the updated list of top 100 players in the NBA according to The Ringer? That's all coming up next on Sactown Sports.
This is the story of the one. As a safety manager at a manufacturing plant, he does everything he can to keep his coworkers safe. From finding ways to reduce risks to keeping safety supplies in stock. And for that, he relies on Granger. Granger offers a broad range of quality products and next-day delivery, so he can always play it safe. Call 1-800-GRANGER, click Granger.com, or just stop by. Granger, for the ones who get it done.
Hi, this is Greg Papa. Disasters hit every day. If your home, business, or building has suffered from any disaster, SunPoint Public Adjusters can help. SunPoint prepares, presents, and negotiates your claim with the insurance company, working only for you, making sure you get everything you're entitled to and letting your focus be on what's most important, your family or your business. Call SunPoint today at 888-247-7865 or contact us at sunpoint.us. SunPoint Public Adjusters, the gold standard in public adjusting.
License number 2N14884.
Injured and you're considering an LA law firm looking to charge you 45% to 50% in attorney's fees? That's overcharging. Ashton & Price has been around for over 25 years, and I can tell you no matter how complicated your injury case, you should never be charged 45% or 50% in attorney's fees ever. Direct, experienced, unrelenting, and honest local representation matters. It's called Home Court Advantage for a reason. Ashton & Price, serious local attorneys for serious people with serious injuries. So for the best local advice, don't think twice. Call Ashton & Price.
Hi, Flo here from Progressive. You know, life changes quickly, so it's good to have flexible coverage.
Oh, you mean like adding another vehicle?
Yes, that's something we can do.
Great, because I was thinking about getting a van so we could just keep the kids' softball stuff in the car.
Oh, we don't need to get into specifics. Just saying it's easy to change.
Oh, and Hannah wants to try the tuba.
Again, we don't need the specifics.
Last year, she wanted to be a tap dancer, but that only lasted 2 lessons.
Okay.
But she kept the shoes because they are adorable.
Well, just know that with Progressive, you can easily add another car to your auto insurance because we know life changes.
Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm, and Chuck McDowell definitely not an attorney. This is Chuck. If someone talked you into buying something really silly and you want to get out of that silly little thing, my advice, get the facts. Call me and I'll send you our timeshare exit kit absolutely free. Inside, you'll learn how timeshare works and all your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley now for your free exit info kit. 800-290-7100. That's 800-290-7100.
Business moves fast, and so do we. At Bank of Marin, we team up with businesses in the greater Sacramento area to help you drive the lane and score big. With dedicated relationship bankers and local decision-making, we help you move quickly, whether you're upgrading equipment, buying your next building, streamlining cash flow, or fueling growth. From expansion to investment, we're ready to help you win. Bank of Marin, your local business bank. Visit us at bankofmarin.com. Member FDIC.
Cashback is not available on gas in New Jersey and Wisconsin.
Couponing. Wow, you didn't strike me as the coupon type.
Just trying to stay ahead of inflation. Gas, groceries, everything. It's all more expensive. I need to save wherever I can.
Have you tried Upside yet?
Upside? What's that?
It's a free app that I use that pays cash back for every gallon of gas I buy. You've got to buy gas to get around anyway. Might as well get paid for it.
Come on, does that really add up to anything?
I've already made around $200. The extra cash helped pay down my bills, and I even had a little extra left to treat myself.
And the Upside app is free?
Totally free, and the cash back is real. You can transfer the cash right to your bank account.
I'm downloading Upside right now.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code ENJOY to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, to PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code ENJOY for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code ENJOY for a 25 cents per gallon bonus.
I can't believe how spotless my floors look after using the Swiffer Power Mop. No more dragging around a heavy mop and messy bucket. Now I get the same deep clean without all the work. Thanks to the powerful solution and scrubbing pad of the Swiffer Power Mop, dirt and grime don't stand a chance, and I don't break a sweat. Mic drop. I mean, mop drop.
Swiffer Power Mop. Swiffer Power Mop.
A smarter way to mop. Try it or your money back.
This message comes from Viking, committed to exploring the world in comfort. Journey through the heart of Europe on an elegant Viking longship with thoughtful service, destination-focused dining, and cultural enrichment on board and on shore. With small ships that bring travelers closer to the destination, there's more time to explore. And every Viking voyage is all-inclusive, with no children and no casinos. Discover more at Viking.com.
KHD1 Sacramento, KYMX HD3 Sacramento.
From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios.
Sactown Sports 1140.
It's time for the lunch break. Your calls, your thoughts, your segment. Call or text us at 916-339-1140. It's the lunch break on Matt and Kayla.
You heard Voice Guy. If you want to call in and be a part of the show, the lunch break is your time to do so. And I think you're going to want to jump into the conversation that we are about to have in regards to your Sacramento Kings. We talked about this yesterday because this dropped yesterday, but we're really going to dive into it today. CBS ranked the NBA front offices. Number one front office comes as no surprise. It's Sam Presti and the Oklahoma City Thunder.
Oh, I thought the Kings had it.
Yeah, they were right there. Except they weren't. They were the exact opposite. Kings are at 30. I was surprised that Golden State was at 17, by the way. I thought Golden State would be higher than that.
Yeah, that is a little interesting.
Yeah, Kuminga Watch really did a number on it.
Yeah, honestly.
Well, they kind of did hurt themselves a little, not to lie.
No, Kyle's spot on there because I think we were looking at the Warriors as can do no wrong, and this Kuminga situation completely flipped the script on that.
But we also said they made themselves look bad in this whole thing.
1,000%. Well,
also that Jimmy Butler trade's not looking as good as it did last year.
True.
Yeah.
True. Number 30 is your Sacramento Kings. Here is the blurb. It's pretty lengthy, so stick with me. The Pelicans, by the way, are 29th.
Okay.
The Pelicans and Kings have run away with the bottom two spots, but New Orleans has talent evaluation as a redeeming quality. I'm not sure what the Kings do well, if anything. That's as true on the court as it is off of it. They rank 28th in offense, 28th in defense, and 28th in rebounding. They foul more than almost anyone, and they even lose the turnover battle on average. What's so startling is this, that in the midst of one of the most egregious tank-offs in NBA history, the Kings weren't even trying to be this bad. They signed Dennis Schroeder to a contract that worked out so poorly that they had to give up Keon Ellis, one of the few desirable players on the roster, just to dump it. The irony of that is that they could have used a team option to make Ellis a restricted free agent and re-sign him under favorable terms last offseason, but didn't in order to keep his salary low enough to fit Schroeder under the luxury tax line. They bungled this from every angle and wound up DeAndre Hunter and wound up... well, that's a typo. Hey, if you're going to disparage the Kings in an article, maybe use the right kind of...
But isn't it fitting that they don't use the typo?
They bungled this up from every angle and wound up with, you forgot a word there, DeAndre Hunter, a contract Cleveland was eager to dump. Speaking of contracts teams were eager to dump, how's Zach LaVine working out for them? They had the unanimous Coach of the Year in 2023. He didn't even last until the end of the calendar year of 2024. He's now thriving with the Knicks. Let's just say his replacement, Doug Christie, is not. At least he played for the 2002 Kings, though. Between Vlade Divac's disastrous GM tenure and Peja Stojakovic's time as his deputy, more than half of the team's starting lineup has now held vital roles with the organization. What's Chris Webber up to? Maybe he can fix this. When this season ends, they'll have made the playoffs once in the last 20 years. Dylan Cardwell was a nice two-way signing. I'm really straining to find anything else positive here. It's a shame, too. The Kings have some of the NBA's best fans. They deserve better than this. Okay.
Well, that part's true.
So, almost everything in there, I think, is completely spot on.
Yeah.
Here's the problem. About 80% of what I just read has nothing to do with this current front office. Nothing. He inherited a lot of it. However, what does have to do with Scott Perry is the Keon Ellis and Dennis Schroeder thing, which is, it's like an easy thing to latch onto. And the Keon Ellis has been used against now multiple different figures in Sacramento. From Mike Brown, he deserved to lose his job because how he handled Keon Ellis, to Doug Christie, who's still here, but he didn't play Keon Ellis the right way, to Scott Perry, you should have signed Keon Ellis, now you traded him away and attached him to the Dennis Schroeder contract, which, by the way, earlier in the show, we heard LeBron James praising the Dennis Schroeder signing because apparently Dennis Schroeder is good for the Cavaliers, but not good for the Sacramento Kings. I digress. Also, small caveat, important context, Scott Perry was able to move Dennis Schroeder's contract because it was one of the contracts that he negotiated, not the other 4 contracts that he couldn't move because he inherited them because they were garbage and he can't get rid of them. Important context, too, here to have in this conversation. Anyway, what caught my eye about this article is not that the Kings were 30. I expect this. The Kings are an easy target. They're low-hanging fruit. And, to be honest, they deserve to be. They put themselves in this position. Right under where their ranking is, Kayla, it says what their ranking was back in July. The Kings were 28th back in July. They dropped 2 spots. So they got worse. So my takeaway from this article and the conversations I want to have with you and the listeners out there is, has Scott Perry made the Sacramento Kings worse? Are they really worse now than they were back in July because of a Dennis Schroeder-Keon Ellis trade? Was Keon Ellis so important and so valuable?
Right.
And Dennis Schroeder's contract so bad, it wasn't, that they are now, Scott Perry put them from a really, really bad situation to now the worst in the NBA? I don't think so.
No, who was, if you don't mind me asking first,
Sure.
before I give my thoughts on this, who was below them in July?
So the Pelicans were 30th.
Mm-hmm.
Made perfect sense after their draft night. And I
Right.
do understand the Pelicans, I guess, moving up a tiny bit because at least Derek Queen is good. And the Pelicans
and that's
have,
a move that they made.
and they have good talent on that roster. They just have been terrible, but they have good talent.
Even though they traded a top 5 pick for Derek Queen looks like a top 5
That's
pick
exactly.
from last year's draft.
Correct.
Like they're reaping the benefits of that.
However, the sting is yet to come, right?
Sure.
Because we'll see what pick Atlanta ends up with.
Always, yeah.
I'm sure they would have been 30 if Derek Queen just looked like Devin Carter.
Yes, 100%. And let's put it this way: if the Kings had Derek Queen on their roster right now, we'd be thrilled. Let's be real.
Oh yeah.
And I'm okay even acknowledging that. The other team was the Chicago Bulls. The Bulls. So the Kings were 28. The Bulls were 29, which is hilarious because they're basically the same team. And the Pelicans were 30.
And where are the Bulls now?
The Bulls are 28th.
Okay.
So it's the same bottom
look,
3. It's just
yeah.
the Kings have gone whoop to the bottom of the line.
And I think, look, am I like up in arms about this grade? No. I'm not.
Surely not.
I'm kind of not shocked that the Sacramento Kings are at the bottom of this report card.
Mm-hmm.
But do I agree that that's like instantly putting them in the worst front office part of it, of the conversation? No, because I don't think we've given Perry a fair enough shot yet to just say you're the worst.
Yeah.
Like, because you're new and you inherited most of this. Because again, in this blurb, in this write-up about the report card, it was like, so how's that Zach LaVine contract looking? Yo, bro, the Zach LaVine contract ain't Scott Perry's mess.
Yep.
He got to clean it up.
Right.
And he's trying right now, but it ain't his mess.
Yeah.
And I think like that's where it gets annoying when you just automatically always just revert to putting the Kings at the bottom of these lists.
Yep.
Because they're trying to hold these mistakes that have happened recently.
Yeah.
Like definitely recently, but they're holding this regime in terms of the front office to the fire.
Right.
It's like I don't really think that part is fair. And is it enough to say the Schroeder thing? I think, yeah, was it a mistake to probably bring Schroeder in here, but you got rid of him.
Mm-hmm.
And you admitted to your mistake.
Mm-hmm.
And then the Keon Ellis thing, I just think, again, guys, I think everyone, and I know fans love him here, and I think he'll have a little bit of success like in the playoffs. But we are just like riding that. We are riding that subject way too hard and giving that a little way too much credit to be then putting this into a conversation where, they're the worst in the league because they got rid of Keon Ellis. That's Scott Perry's mistake. He's going to live with it for the rest of his life.
Yep.
I just think that that's a little too, we're taking that storyline a little too far.
Let's be real here.
I don't think it's that deep.
Let's be real. There is nothing that Scott Perry has done that can be considered detrimental to the Sacramento Kings beyond a blip on the radar. And let me tell you why. The Kings, whether Perry stumbled into it or not, we all know that this season was supposed to be far more competitive than what it has been. We knew it. We knew that was the case. Going into like this offseason and going into this season, we were talking about these next 2 years is just, well, ride out LaVine's contract, ride out DeRozan's contract, see how competitive you can be over these next 2 years before you can eventually retool. Try and kill two birds with one stone. Maybe Nate Clifford can contribute to a playoff team in some capacity. This team's not going to win a title. They're probably not going to make it out of the first round if they even get there. But they have a chance to get there. That was the thought process coming into this season.
Right.
Now, if you want to say, based if that was the goal and where the Kings are at now is a failure, you're 100% justified and willing to and able to do that.
Yeah.
However, I would argue that Scott Perry, whether he stumbled into it or not, has put the Sacramento Kings on the path that they needed to be on. And if you don't want to give Scott Perry that much credit for showing this ownership group and showing this organization that this is a dumpster fire that needs to be put out, torn down, and sent into the sun, if you don't want to give him that credit, but you want to tear him down and take shots at him for moves that he inherited, that he's done nothing since taking over this job, but try to move on from some of these guys. Why was he so heavily shopping Malik Monk? Oh, Malik, we love Malik Monk. Malik's a fan favorite. Why is he trying to get rid of a fan favorite? Scott Perry disrespecting Malik Monk. No, Malik is the fourth contract in that group and the only one that he realistically felt he had a shot of moving because he couldn't move DeMar, and he damn sure can't move Domantas Sabonis or Zach LaVine unless he's either attaching draft compensation or getting pennies on the dollar back.
Yeah, and you brought up something interesting. And again, when you're really digging into this organization and what they're trying to do now, and I do truly believe that Scott Perry is trying to do the right thing with not taking a shortcut or not doing the hydro rebuild thing, right? And it's taken him convincing, what we think at least, him convincing Vivek that this is the way you're going to have to do it. Yeah. Like, we know you don't want to have no butts in those seats, but to really do it the right way, we really got to tear it down, man. And again, I'm believing that this is what has happened because this all points or all signs point to Scott Perry has kind of convinced Vivek of like, we really have to rebuild. We have to tear it down. That's where I think you have to give the credit to ownership that has been a little stubborn, you know, in maybe ways that they've done things in the past. And I get it because you want to be able to keep butts in the seat. But at some point, you got to do it the right way, and it's really hard to do sometimes. But I think you have to start to give credit, like you mentioned, to Perry for the convincing to do it this way.
Yeah. I think what this season will go down as, and Perry's offseason before this season will go down as, is a necessary evil. Fine, I'll take this job, and you've given me no option when it comes to these contracts. I've inherited these, and there's nothing I can really do about them. So if you brought this move in, you made this Zach LaVine move for the sole purpose of trying to be competitive enough to be a play-in team and sneak into the playoffs for the next 2 years or whatever, fine, we'll play ball to that, and we'll see how it goes.
Yeah.
Oh, it went about as terrible as it possibly could.
Yep.
Good.
Yep.
Good. Let's stop fooling ourselves that this is anything remotely positive and acknowledge it for what it is. A steaming pile of you know what. Like, in order to fix the problem, you have to acknowledge there is a problem. And I'm not talking about the fan base. This fan base has known there's a problem for a long time. You had to convince the guys up top that this was a problem. I'm not saying that Scott Perry intentionally brought in Dennis Schroeder and didn't pay Keon Ellis to sabotage this organization into being as bad as they possibly could be. I don't think Scott or anybody expected this team to be this bad. But what Scott is doing is recognizing what needed to be recognized, making the appropriate pivot, and doing what he could do to pivot in that way, which was trade Dennis Schroeder and Keon Ellis, bring in a player in DeAndre Hunter who there's no long-term financial commitment to that gives you a look at what type of player you're looking for to pair next to Keegan Murray. He gave Keegan Murray a contract. I guess time will tell whether or not that's a bad contract or not, but it makes sense for Keegan to be a part of the future of this team. Damn it, he's the only future this team really has right now outside of the rookies that he drafted.
You can't get rid of everyone.
Like, Scott Perry's doing what he's supposed to be doing here.
I just think it's too early to be saying like he has done a great job or he hasn't. And you know, people are on fire in the YouTube chat right now, all over the place in terms of the sides that they're picking. But you know, when it comes to the grade part of it, Matt, I get the grade right now. right? Because I think it's easy to put them at the bottom just because they are the worst team in the league right now. But to say the grade is directly connected to the job that Scott Perry has done, the front office has done, I don't agree necessarily with that. Because I just think it's like you're not giving credit where he has done things, and you're just putting him at the bottom because you're the worst team in the league.
So I'm looking something up here because I want to make sure this is correct. Yeah, this is this season, right? Because a guy that we've already gone back and forth with in our YouTube comment section, and we love it, by the way. Like, if you disagree, you want to get involved in the conversation, like, keep it respectful, but be involved. And that's Russell Kings GM. I would hope that maybe you can work in the front office, I guess. He said, what? Literally everyone with a brain expected this team to be bad. Let me read to you the win projections for the Sacramento Kings coming into this season from ESPN. This is ESPN's win projections for the 2025-2026 season, published on October 8th of 2025, right before the season started. The Sacramento Kings were projected to have the 10th most wins in the NBA at 43.5. The over-under total was set at 34.5. So, look, I didn't think this team was going to be very good either in the grand scheme of competitive enough to matter. But nobody expected a roster. Take Dennis Schroeder and Keon Ellis out of it. Nobody on the planet expected a roster of Russell Westbrook, DeMar DeRozan, Zach LaVine, and Domantas Sabonis to be the worst in franchise history. Yeah. Nobody did. So make sure we keep that context in mind. Again, I'm not saying that Scott Perry deserves credit for, wow, you made this team terrible. Good job. Like, that's not what we're doing here. But Scott has allowed the organization, everybody, to see a full season of the mess that he inherited in action to such an extreme that it has now put the Kings in a position statistically to have the best chance that they can possibly have at the number 1 overall pick to turn this around.
Sure.
And while we just had a long, lengthy conversation about tanking, and now the NFL is crying about tanking, Oklahoma City Thunder GM Sam Presti is crying and being a hypocrite because he's mad that the Utah Jazz are doing what he did years ago in order to keep their pick. But the Utah Jazz and the Sacramento Kings are not in the same boat. The Utah Jazz are trying to lose games to maintain their pick. Exactly, the Sacramento Kings just suck. And Scott Perry allowed them to suck so that hopefully they can move in the right direction finally.
Yeah.
Again, you don't have to celebrate him for that.
No.
But we can't be tearing him down for the moves that he inherited when we all knew it was going to be, at best, mediocre.
And I think right now, like, remember, he has a draft class.
Yes.
We forget, like, he has had a draft class. And while it wasn't the sexiest draft class because you didn't have, like, a high pick, I would probably say if you're out here being naive to the fact that you can't give him any credit for the players he's drafted and what they've at least been able to show in development this year, then that's just like you're blinding yourself to anything good that he's done. Because I think that these players, yes, they're still developing, but they've shown some bright spots in a really, really bad year with a really bad roster.
Yeah.
And I do expect more growth to come, which I think we're going to have a conversation tomorrow about how important it is even for Doug Christie in the growth of these youth.
Yes.
So we'll have that conversation tomorrow. But I think Perry will ultimately, his first big judgment move, that we can really start to say, okay, let's start to really say, could this be the GM for the future, or is this maybe not? Because this pick this year is going to put a target on him.
Oh, for sure.
120%.
Everything this summer is going to be...
And you're right, everything in terms of this summer.
Yeah.
And we're kind of rolling it over, and sometimes that is a little bit like iffy to do when you're rolling everything into one time period because you couldn't get some of these major contracts off the books, and now you're rolling that into summer too. But that's the job of the GM. Yep. And if he impresses us this summer, then maybe we're having a different conversation.
Last summer, Scott Perry was handed a broom, a dustpan, and duct tape. This summer, he's being handed a sledgehammer and concrete to build something new. That's what he's being handed.
Yep.
I don't think anybody right now should feel 100% confident or even remotely 100% confident that he's the right general manager and he's going to be the right guy for the job. I have no idea.
We don't know.
Like Sactown Tony puts it well in the comment section. Overall, I give Perry a meh grade. Some okay, some bad. Basically what any meh GM could do. Perfectly fair.
Yeah.
I can't say anything different. Like, we will see what the summer brings, what he can do, and there is a ton of pressure on him this summer, not just with the draft pick, but beyond that, what he does with some of these contracts. How does he avoid rolling the same core group of overpaid veterans into next season where Doug Christie has to spend another 5 months balancing how do I make them happy with the minutes I have to give them versus how do I make my rookie the center of attention and start to build this team the right way so I don't waste another season and probably lose my job at the end of it if I even make it that far. Right? That's all still to come. So the jury is still out on Scott Perry. But this idea that this article presents that Scott has made things worse, I think is foolish. If anything, Scott has opened the necessary eyes to the evil that is what the Sacramento Kings were doing. And now you got to abolish it.
Right.
Get rid of it.
Yeah.
Exorcism here in,
there we
in,
go.
in
Our
Sacramento.
own exorcism.
Exorcise
the
Sacramento demons. Pool guy Mark wants to weigh in on the conversation. What up, Mark?
Hey, how's it going? Yeah, I hope he intentionally made it worse. Honestly, I mean, I guess it's like, it boils down to the ownership. I mean, the ownership for me, the owner. Like, the last 16 years, I mean, you've got new GMs, new players. I mean, the one constant is the owner. And I think if you don't trust the owner, you kind of lump, the front office as the GM and the owner. Yeah. So I think that's, as a fan, that's where I'm stuck. I don't trust the ownership. I don't know about Perry. I mean, he says the right things. I mean, it was a head scratcher this year. I like the players. I don't like that they were 24. I mean, you're not drafting for the future.
Sure.
You're just drafting for mediocrity. And I don't really give them that much credit because, I feel like they were going for mediocrity. And when they fell below that, they landed with – and when you go for the stars, then you failed and maybe make it, to the first round. But when these guys are going for the middle of the pack, I can just hope that maybe he was just so smart that he went along with the ownership for this year for a little bit and hoping privately that this would fail. And, if he did something like that, I think, man, he's brilliant.
Mark, one area that I disagree with you, I don't believe that Scott Perry traded up to draft Nick Clifford as an older rookie simply to try and boost the chances of making the playoffs this year. I don't think Scott did that. I think Scott values who Nick Clifford is, regardless of his age, as a player, the archetype of player, and what he can be for this team going forward. And if this rebuild takes the magical 4 years that people are talking about, that means Nick Clifford is 28 years old on the other side of it. And he is hopefully a high-end role player that now at 28 years old is a solid contributor with 4 years of experience to a team that's breaking through. That's very reasonable to me. I think Maxime Reynaud is an incredibly skilled big man who can space the floor and shoot and hopefully protect the rim a little bit. That was more important to the Sacramento Kings, who have been looking for a player like that over the age and how old he was. Same thing with Dylan Cardwell. Kings have been looking for a rim-running, rim-protecting psychopath center that takes joy in the little things. Yeah, that was exactly. But I don't think their age was a factor in this to bring them in to contribute to a team that maybe could have made the play-in this year.
No.
I believe wholeheartedly that Scott looks at all three of those pieces as those three are going to be here on the other end of this rebuild, and they're going to be a part of what they're doing. They're probably not going to be starting. No. If things go right, they shouldn't be starting unless they surprise us all and are even better than we thought.
You have to start somewhere when you're a GM. I think people forget how much work goes into building a team over the years, and you can't just build a team in one draft. Yep. And I think with those guys specifically, they're almost like a bit of the foundation too. Yep. You bring in guys that you think can be pieces to your puzzle, but they're not going to be the last piece that's going to make everything fit.
Yeah.
And the attitudes of these players that they brought in the last draft, the leadership qualities that they've brought in, the versatility of Neek. Like, there's reasons why these GMs do the things they do. Like, hopefully the reasons work out for these three players specifically, but it's not to instantly have play-in success this year.
And this is why context is important too, y'all, because Scott Perry not only inherited all these bad contracts, he took over the job in a summer where the Kings didn't have a first-round pick. Like, he's, again, was given duct tape to try and fix this. And I understand fans are frustrated. I'm frustrated too. But we don't... Perry does not deserve the venom that I see him getting nationally and locally for a lot of this stuff. We'll take the break. Speaking of venom, Michael Irvin.
Oh gosh.
Apparently he's got
man.
He's got some venom about Santa Clara and the Bay Area hosting the Super Bowl.
What did the Bay Area do to him?
I don't know. He had a bad experience, let me tell you. We'll hear what he had to say. Plus, if you want to continue this Kings conversation and jump in, the phone lines are still open, 916-339-1140. You're listening to Matt and Kayla on Sactown Sports.
I've always wanted to learn French, but the app I tried didn't help.
If you want to memorize words in another language, there's an app for that. But if you want to really learn another language, there's Babbel. Babbel was designed by over 200 language learning experts to be the most effective way to learn another language.
With other language learning apps, I was just playing games. I wasn't really learning. Babbel's different. Every time I open the app, I can choose to work on my writing, speaking, or listening. And it saves my mistakes for me to review, so I'm constantly improving. Babbel feels like it was created intentionally by people who really know what you need to learn another language. Before Babbel, I thought I just wasn't good with languages. But now I'm speaking French. Tout ça, c'est grâce à Babbel.
Want to really learn another language? Save up to 50% on your Babbel subscription when you sign up at Babbel.com. That's Babbel.com to save up to 50%. Babbel.com.
If your business depends on reliable vehicles, it's time to upgrade your fleet at myelkgrovechevrolet.com. We specialize in fleet pricing, bulk discounts, and fast approvals, so your team stays on the road and on the job. From work trucks and vans to fuel-efficient sedans and SUVs, we have the inventory, service, and financing to keep your business moving. Call or visit myelkgrovechevrolet.com today and ask about exclusive fleet savings. myelkgrovechevrolet.com. Driving business forward.
Hey, it's Carmichael Dave. I got to tell you, I am so excited to get this decking project started with Trex Decking and Railings. From the first time I stepped foot in the showroom last week, I was so impressed. So many color options, heat-resistant composite deck. What does that mean? That means I don't have to do any maintenance on it whatsoever. They even have a deck designer, so you can go online and see what your dream deck will look like on your house. Just visit Trex, that's Trex.com to get it started. Tell them Carmichael Dave sent you.
You remember me from a show called And Joe? I'm back on the radio, Sacramento. It's Joe Mami, and when you need your new country fix, join me weekdays from 6A to 10 for the Pat and Cody with Joe show on New Country 105.1 KNCI or on the free KNCI app.
Want the best movie experience in town? Join Sactown Sports IMAX Pass by visiting SactownSports.com. Sign up today. You can win tickets to see this week's films at the Esquire IMAX Theater.
The other guys must think you failed math. Get this huge discount. Then the fine print hits you with $5,200 in mandatory ads. It's adorable in a scammy kind of way. At Hoblet, we skip the tricks. The price you see is the price you actually pay. What a wild concept, huh? Hoblet, family owned 77 years. Experience the difference online at hobletdodge.com.
Matt and Kayla on Sactown Sports 1140.
Well, get ready for some fireworks. Not from us, but from a very passionate Michael Irvin, who apparently did not have a very good time at the Super Bowl down in Santa Clara / San Francisco / the Bay Area / that just area of Northern California. I don't know.
What a hater.
If it was the travel, the traffic, everything being spread out, because we've heard lots of stories of people being frustrated about where everything was because...
But that was like the only concern that I heard.
I mean, and logistically, there is definitely some concern to that. But there's concern And then there's what Michael Irvin said and experienced about the Super Bowl down in the Bay.
Honestly, this is a horrible Super Bowl. They should never, ever, ever, ever bring the Super Bowl back to San Francisco. I'm sorry. The city, this was, in all the years of going to a Super Bowl, this was the worst. This seemed so like blah. It was blah in the city. You know what I mean? It just wasn't jumping like you see Super Bowls jumping. It was blah. The people, blah, blah. The buildings out here looks blah. You know, when you go and you're going to events, it's like blah. I'm thinking it should be so much money out here because the tech is out here, right? But it all looks so blah. Blah, 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 blah. And I didn't want to dampen anybody thoughts or hope about a Super Bowl during the Super Bowl. So I said, I'm going to wait. But I couldn't wait till this moment came to tell you, damn, this I believe, the worst Super Bowl I've ever gone to.
Wow.
Yeah. Well, Irvin had something to say about that.
Listen, we've heard Charles Barkley rip the Bay Area to shreds, rip San Francisco to shreds in the past, too, when he's had to come down to the Chase Center for NBA Finals or NBA playoff stuff. Everybody's entitled to their opinion about their experience. You and I didn't go down there, so we can't really speak to the experience necessarily.
But we had people on after it.
We've had many people that have said it was great. Mm-hmm. They had a really good time. I thought the Super Bowl, at least presentation TV-wise, from Santa Clara was fantastic. But apparently Michael Irvin feels differently, huh?
Yeah, look, he's an old school guy. First and foremost, Irvin has always had like you like him or you don't.
Yeah.
And most people are going to go on the ends of he's extreme. Yeah. He's had some things, controversy in his past. He's not one to shy away from showing his opinions. But, like, this is a Miami guy born and raised Fort Lauderdale. Like, he's going to ride, like, that part of the country as much as he can.
Right.
If it was in Miami, he would have said, man, this was the best Super Bowl I have ever been in, and you know, all the clubs, and the blah word would not be used anywhere.
Right.
I just think it's a cheap shot though, because if you listen to him, what was the actual context besides saying never, ever, 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 ever go back and blah, blah, blah. Like, that's the only two things I took away from what he was saying.
Yeah, he didn't like our buildings.
Right. He didn't like the way I believe it or not, I paid a lot of attention to Super Bowl week, saw some beautiful shots of, you know, the Bay, and there's so many great places there. I had friends that were there that are from the East Coast, that are from the South, that said, man, this is refreshing. This is so beautiful. Like, yeah, not everything is going to be perfect in San Francisco. We know that. It can be a little dirty here and there. But for the Super Bowl, I heard they put on a great show. I heard the events were really fun. The only problem was the travel part of it.
Yeah.
But that's not even what he mentioned in this whole thing.
No.
Michael Irvin, like, go back to Florida and sit out on your lounge chair and wait for the Super Bowl to go back to Miami, bro.
He just called it cheap. He basically called it cheap. He was like, I thought it would look better and be more money here with all the tech.
Right.
Like, he basically called it cheap, which, again, we weren't there, so I can't speak to what it looked like and everything, but I do know, I've been to Levi Stadium many times, I do know Levi Stadium is gorgeous, state-of-the-art, whether they built it the wrong way when it comes to the sun or not.
Sure.
And I know, like, there's plenty of logistics with the Bay. Look, I know Levi Stadium is not easy to get to nor get out of after a very, very busy event. I know this. I also know that Santa Clara and San Francisco might look close on a map, but if you're driving your car, it don't feel close whatsoever. We knew all this coming in. So did the NFL. They've done this dance before.
Yeah.
But I don't think that was Irving's point.
Yeah.
I think his point was just in general, he felt that it didn't have the pop and circumstance like I guess the Super Bowl is supposed to have. But even in like
I didn't hear that part of it though.
Even the Las Vegas Super Bowl that I attended, like, the Strip is the Strip. And so that's fun and everything like that too. But like when we had to go to media availability for the teams and what hotels they were staying on, No, the NFL teams weren't staying on the freaking strip. Are they stupid? Absolutely not. They were all the way half an hour to 45 minutes outside of the strip up into the hills.
And that's what they always do.
And it was gorgeous out there, by the
Right.
way. I was like, man, the golf courses and the communities out here outside of Las Vegas are gorgeous. But that's where they were. So, I mean, there wasn't traffic necessarily, but I had to drive 45 minutes to the Niners hotel and the Chiefs hotel to be able to do that kind of stuff. So it's part of the gig.
Yeah, I just think he wanted to rip on the West Coast. Yeah. I think that he wanted to rip on a city that gets a lot of heat if you're not a West Coaster.
Yeah.
Again, I have lived in different parts of the country. Like, I know what people say. They hate on the West Coast. Like, me being a West Coast girl, I'd be the first to defend myself. But, like, this reminds me of those people back there that would hate on the West Coast.
Why don't they like it? Is it because our games are too late for them? Like, why are they mad at us?
They just don't care. Like, they're like, you're on a different time zone. You guys are, just different the way that you go about life.
Why does that bug you?
You don't care about sports as much as we do down here.
Because, like, the other time zones are kind of interconnected, right? Like, Central, East, and I guess Mountain a little bit. No one really lives there. But Central and East are kind of interconnected.
It's not our fault that we're on the other side of the country.
But these are
geography.
These are real combos. Like, again, that you would get. Like, if you mentioned, oh, yeah, an event out there, or, oh, I'm from there. Oh, you're from the West Coast. Like, this is just like what sometimes
they're just all grumpy because they have to stay up late
were.
till 10 p.m. to watch their team play in Sacramento when the Knicks come to town. Get some more sleep and you wouldn't be so grouchy over there.
Exactly.
But it's like,
drink your Dunkin' Donuts and shut up.
It's only California, Oregon, and Washington, too. Like,
pretty
just
much.
The West
Yeah,
Coast.
the West.
Arizona's cool.
Yeah, Arizona. Okay, cool.
We dig New Mexico.
Exactly. Like, it's just
Texas is only one time zone away.
Nevada's legit because they got Vegas. Nevada's great. Colorado, it's not really West Coast anymore. But.
Mountain time zone. They're just like, oh, yeah, that's got Denver and Utah.
Well, you don't hear me talking nothing about Rhode Island or New Hampshire.
Right.
I got no problem with them.
Right.
New Hampshire. I got no problem with Florida. They got Walt Disney World over there.
Yeah, well.
I'm down with that.
That's all.
Why are you so grumpy?
All Irvin wants to talk about is Miami Super Bowls,
Then
I guess.
stay there next time. Don't come over.
Yeah.
How about that?
I think he just probably had a not fun time, and that's kind of where the resentment is coming from.
VIP didn't have fun.
It looks like someone really hurt him.
VIP
really
didn't have
hurt
fun.
Him. Did he not get into certain clubs?
Yeah, sorry.
Did he get kicked out of certain clubs?
Someone didn't get invited to the NFL party he wanted to be invited to. Yeah, it's the Bay's fault. Whatever. Listen, I'm not the biggest fan of certain parts of the Bay Area either, but
sure.
Come on. That's every city. You can find something wrong with everybody.
He was just blah blah blah. He couldn't even say real blah blah.
Yeah,
blah.
but if that Super Bowl's down in LA like it's gonna be next year. Oh, this is great.
Yeah.
Come on, it's LA, this is great. It's just Miami, but on the other side.
Exactly.
Woo! Good for you, man. Whatever. You want to be grumpy about it, you can be grumpy about it. But hopefully I'm not going to be grumpy with this next segment because Kayla's about to tell us that the USA won 17 golds last night and took the lead. It's Kayla's Olympic Minute coming up next.
At Stockton Honda, we know how to honor a great deal. Like right now during our President's Day sales event. Whether you're shopping new or pre-owned, you can find star-spangled savings on some of our best models. Why not stop in today and see for yourself? Come celebrate at Stockton Honda and get huge savings on our giant selection. Plus top dollar for your trade.
Anytime, anywhere, it's all here. StocktonHonda.com.
Hagen Oaks knows you can buy a driver off the shelf anywhere, but Hagen Oaks is the only place where you'll find total game fitting. The Hagen Oaks TrackMan-powered player performance studio fits clubs to your swing. Ping's Ballnamic Ball Fitter finds your optimum golf ball. The putter fitting studio makes you a better putter, and FootJoy's 3D foot scanner finds your correct fit. In fact, Hagen Oaks will fit you from head to toe with equipment and apparel to make you the player you want to be. It's total game fitting, and it's only at the Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop, Fulton Avenue at the Cap City Freeway.
Build your team, build it sooner. Need your match on ZipRecruiter.
I know that hiring can be challenging. You need someone to match your role perfectly. Well, now you can meet them fast on ZipRecruiter.
Need to hire right away. Start your search for strong candidates. The right fit awaits. All your roles, fill them sooner. Need your match on ZipRecruiter.
Just head to ZipRecruiter.com/free right now to try it for free, and you're on your way to meeting your match. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. So try it now. Go to ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Meet your match on ZipRecruiter. Try it free.
NBA fans don't just watch the game, they live it. So stream like you're courtside with NBA League Pass. Your ticket to all the action. Watch your favorite team shine and catch the league's brightest stars and rising stars at the same time with multi-view on your favorite devices. From the plays you can't believe to the most live games and the drama that comes with it. If it happens on the court, it's happening on NBA League Pass.
Only select out-of-market games available. Blackout restrictions apply. Additional charges and other conditions may apply. Visit NBA.com/subscriber agreement for full terms and conditions.
Card collectors know there's nothing as special as a rare one-of-one card. And now you can hear a very rare one-of-a-kind sports card show right here on Sactown Sports. Whitey Gleason here inviting you to join me and Mr. True Sports Cards himself, Imran Pilati, for the True Sports Card Show every Saturday morning at 10 on Sactown Sports. It's the only sports card radio show in the nation. For all your hobby needs, get to True Sports Cards, 6661 Stanford Ranch Road in Rockland. And for hobby insight and fun, join us for the True Sports Card Show Saturday mornings at 10 on Sactown Sports.
Hey, this is Greg Papa. Are you working through a major insurance claim? Sunpoint Public Adjusters can help. Sunpoint prepares, presents, and negotiates your claim with the insurance company, working only for you, making sure you get everything you're entitled to, not what just some adjuster working for an insurance company thinks you should get. Call Sunpoint today at 888-247-7865 or contact us at sunpoint.us. Sunpoint Public Adjusters, the gold standard in public adjusting.
License number 2N14884.
Country in the Park is back. May 8th and 9th at Cal Expo. Miranda Lambert. John Party. Chris Young. Turnpike Troubadours. Dylan Scott and more. Line dancing, mechanical bulls and food trucks. Make it a lucky night out of live country music and dancing for your crew. Tickets start at only $68. Country in the Park May 8th and 9th at Cal Expo with Bar None Auction, Sky River Casino, and Trex Decking and Railing. More info at CITPFest.com.
It's Carmichael Dave wanting you to join Capital Casino every Wednesday for their midweek madness drawing, giving away $2,000 in total cash starting at 6 p.m. in a safe, friendly environment. Plenty of well-lit parking available, conveniently located in downtown Sacramento. And remember, Capital Casino has the best food, the best service, and the best action. 411 North 16th Street in downtown Sacramento. For more information, log on to capital-casino.com and please gamble responsibly. 1-800-GAMBLER.
Guys, your testosterone level impacts your energy, drive, weight, hair loss, and even ED. Revive Men's Health Sacramento will check your T level for free. For your free T level check, exam, and consultation, call 916-277-8599 or visit revivemenshealth.com.
Matt and Kayla on Sactown Sports 1140.
Chris Verlotte is mad at me.
Why?
I got a text from Chris saying, well, something that I
What'd he
can't
say?
say on the air, but just, and then like a facepalm emoji. And immediately I'm thinking, like, re-racking my brain. Okay, what did I say? What did I say that he didn't like? He was mad that I complimented Florida because Disney World is there.
I was about to say, I was about to get mad at you too.
Why? Florida's cool.
But California has a Disneyland.
Yeah. I didn't say Disneyland is worse than Disney World.
First of all, Florida's not cool, but they do have Disneyland World.
Florida's got good
Look,
golf.
there are some cool parts to Florida.
Miami seems cool.
It is. I've been there. It is. But I'm not going to sit there and like let Michael Irvin get away with what he's getting.
Sure.
I am gonna poo-poo his state because he was poo-poo in California.
Because that helps.
Yeah.
When a bully bullies you, you bully them back.
That's exactly what I'm gonna do.
What happened with treat others the way you want to be treated, or whatever the hell they said.
Not when it comes to certain people.
Yeah.
Also, Matt, this is 2026.
Yeah, this is 2026. You're right. If someone's mean to you on the internet, be mean back to them.
I'm gonna get right in his face.
If someone's mean to you in real life, be mean to them in real life.
Okay. This is coming from Kyle Ledbetter, who in the first segment was like, one of the best things I learned in life was if you're kind to strangers, you'll live a happier life. Now he's like, be mean.
People still don't know what that's about because we didn't bring it up. But
oh yeah.
Yeah. Kayla had another accident in the studio.
Okay, when you say accident,
Yeah, that doesn't sound good.
That really makes me feel like I'm wearing Depends and something happened. Like that is not what happened. Okay.
How would you describe it then, Kayla?
Okay, I am somebody who's now not in terms of me as a person playing sports or like activities. I'm not clumsy in that way.
I am.
You are. But I am clumsy when it comes to like holding drinks.
Yeah.
Like food. Like I spill stuff a lot.
Weren't you a waitress?
Yeah, I was. And I don't think I ever dropped a tray, to tell you the truth.
Hey, you got him out of the way now.
Yeah, that I did not do.
Skills have dissolved over
that
time.
That was my job, right? I couldn't afford to do that.
Right.
These are the little things in life. I can't drop the ball in any other ways, no pun intended, when it comes to my job. But I can drop a energy drink, cup of coffee, my rice cakes.
Your Dutch Bros down the stairs last week.
Let's not give away too much.
It was a waterfall.
I thought that was water.
A little staircase of water.
Oh, that was
No, it was an off-brand energy drink.
Yes. So, needless to say.
And then yes, in the earlier segment, Kayla then dropped her rice cakes on the floor.
She cleaned it up. Well, never mind.
She did not. That's what this whole conversation started from, because I cleaned it up for her. And she was like, you owe me. And then I was trying to be nice and being like, look, just doing kind things for strangers without expecting anything in return goes a long way.
Cut to 2 hours later. If someone's mean to you, be mean to them back.
Yeah, learn to fight back. You know what? I'm just going to say this out of context, and it's going to sound bad. Bullying is sometimes underrated. Because there are some people who needed to get punched when they were kids, and they're now adults, and someone needs to punch them. That's all I'm going to say.
He sounds like me right now.
What a take.
Oh
Yeah, you know what? There are plenty of grown adults who needed to get punched when they were kids.
Well, that I don't disagree with. Are you ready for some positivity in your life, people? Tell me yes.
By the way, Christopher Laud says, I don't have Kayla's number, so tell her thank you.
You're welcome, Chris, and I'll give you my number off camera.
It's about Florida. I assume.
You are
All
welcome,
right, I guess this is an anti-Florida show. I was just trying to I was trying to offer an olive branch.
No,
here.
well, first of all, Florida is bad, but your only reasons are it's good golf and it has Disney World.
Yes, those are the reasons I'd go to Florida. Disney World and golf.
Oh, my goodness. Anyway. And to be on a yacht in Miami. That's totally what would be up Matt's alley.
Well, I mean, I'm open for an invite. If Pitbull wants to fly me out,
yeah.
But
it's just gonna be Pitbull. But also, it's just gonna be you and Russell Westbrook on a yacht shooting free throws together.
I don't think I'm getting that invite from Russ either.
Probably not.
All right, how are the Olympics going?
Let's
Kayla?
go. Okay, let me start by this. I was just reminiscing in the break about how I miss covering the NHL. I do. Like, it was really fun covering hockey because hockey is up on my screen right now, and U.S. is playing Sweden right now. It is a scoreless game in the first period, but we'll see what happens. I'll have that report tomorrow. You're going to have to wait for that. In terms of some medals, bringing home a medal in the speed skating men's team pursuit. So this is kind of like a collective effort. We've got Team USA bringing home the silver. Are we not going to get any claps for that? Come on, Peanut Gallery, help me out here.
I want gold.
Goodness gracious.
We need gold.
All right, well, I've got some really good news
Yes,
for you.
gold.
Yes, so Michaela Sheffrin, who has been doing this for a long time in terms of skiing.
Yeah.
She has not been extremely successful when it comes to bringing home the gold.
Uh-huh.
But I have good news to report.
Uh-huh.
Did you finally get it done?
In the women's slalom, she takes home GOLD. That's right. Michaela Sheffrin. I can never say her name properly.
I've always been a Michaela
fan. Right.
I love Michaela Chevron.
Great
Chevron.
car.
It is not Chevron.
Great car.
Sheffrin. There we go.
Gold, baby. That's what we're talking about.
She's
USA.
bringing home the gold.
Let's go.
All right. Cross country sprint. And again, remember, cross country, we've had a little success with the U.S. this year.
Yeah.
And a little bit more success for the cross country sprint event. Ben Ogden, who had success earlier on.
Let's go, Ben.
And Gus Schumacher bring home silver for Team USA.
All right,
But that's good for that sport because
Yeah.
we usually have not even medaled.
Yeah.
in cross country.
That's good.
Okay.
We're on the board.
And while this might not be the best medal, it is a medal and it counts. I'm a little bit surprised that we have not done more in the snowboarding category this year with the women or men. But in the men's slopestyle final, let's give a big round of applause to Jake Cantor as he brings home the bronze for Team USA.
I was just having this conversation with my roommate. Like, obviously it used to be Shaun White and everyone else and Chloe Kim. How are all the Japanese people winning the snowboarding golds? I was like, where did they come from? I didn't know there was snow there, and they're all just snowboarding beasts.
There's a ton of, they've got tons of mountains over there. And honestly, that doesn't surprise me as much as the U.S.'s, downfall in terms of that sport. I don't know as much as extreme sports here are getting that much more attention in terms of the youth getting involved in it. We went through a big period where we had extreme sports and they were really good here.
Yeah.
And I think it's kind of gone downhill a little bit.
Put LeBron on a snowboard.
Yeah. Bring Ricky Fowler back. He was an extreme sports guy before he even played golf.
He was?
Yeah, BMXer.
I don't remember that at all.
Yeah, he did BMX and everything.
That explains the outfits.
Yeah, so
which are great, by the way.
Love Ricky Fowler, by the way.
Can we get some of the skateboarders into snowboarding?
Yeah.
What's Tony Hawk doing?
Yeah.
What about
Bring him out of retirement, baby.
What's the name of the kid from Davis that won the skateboarding?
Oh, I know who you're talking about, but I forget his name.
Houston is his last name. I can't remember. Oh, Nigel Houston.
Okay.
Could we get him on a snowboard?
Yeah.
How
much different is it, really?
I know, right?
Come on.
It's
cold, whatever.
I see him on their bikes doing all these tricks. It's about the same thing, just in snow.
Also, caveat, can we talk about how electric scooters for kids are basically vehicles now and get out of the lane, go away?
Don't ever get me on. I had to witness those things. They're so big in Nashville. So big. The amount of crashes our news station reported on with those things was ridiculous.
Yeah, there's kids in my neighborhood that are going 20 down the street. I'm just like, what is happening?
Not safe.
What is happening?
Not safe
Put
at all.
on a helmet.
Do you want a medal count?
Yeah.
All right.
We're number one, right?
No.
No, it's all those Norwegians stacking their fake medals in biathlon.
Yeah, my ancestors, where they all come from, Norway still leading the way. 33 medals total. They have 15 gold.
Yeah, they're cheating.
They are racking up the gold. Italy, the home country, the home host country, 26 medals overall. And United States 2 behind Italy with 24 total medals. They have only 7 gold.
We closed the gap a little bit, though. We were 3 medals back yesterday. Now we're 2 medals back.
Yeah.
We're coming for you, Italy.
And again, we got women's hockey soon playing Canada. I believe women's hockey can get a gold.
I know this is not Team USA, but can I talk about Canada real quick?
Well,
Macklin.
Okay,
he just wants to talk about Macklin.
Our boy, the young GOAT.
Oh, man.
Macklin Celebrini, legend of the Bay, legend of San Jose. He scored again and had 2 assists today for Team Canada. He passes, I don't know this name, Evgeny Malkin. I don't know.
Evgeny Malkin.
Sure. No, Evgeny? There's no T in there.
That's how you pronounce it.
Sure.
That was pretty close, though.
Him, for the most points by a teenager in a single Olympics with NHL players. The GOAT.
He's good.
The GOAT.
He saved the San Jose Sharks.
Let's go, Macklin. Let's go, Macklin. I don't care if you're wearing Canada red and white. I don't care. You're the GOAT.
No, he's a great representative for the sport right now. I wish he was from USA, but good for him. And that's why I want to see a Canada-US final. I don't want to have it any other way in the Olympics.
Macklin, we're going to manifest it. Macklin's going to have a hat trick.
But the
USA's
US
going to win 4-3.
Exactly.
Write it in whatever ink you want. Write it in crayon.
It's like when Mbappe had the hat trick and they lost to Argentina in the World Cup.
Yeah, but I didn't have a horse in that race. I just wanted to watch good soccer.
Now he has a horse in the race. Kyle.
He just won't go far enough to say he's rooting for Canada.
No, I'm not. I'm rooting Team USA, but I love my boy Macklin.
One more quick question. I do really want your quick thought on this. I've heard a ton of people say that that basketball needs to be an Olympic sport. Would you agree with that?
Well, it is.
Winter.
You mean Winter Olympics?
A winter sport.
I disagree because that would put it smack dab in the middle of the NBA season and throw everything off, just like the NHL season is being thrown completely off right now. So I'm okay with it being summer because there's no real major marquee basketball happening in summer. I'm okay with it being a summer Olympic sport, 100%. But yes, technically the NBA basketball is played indoors during the winter time.
Yeah, it's a little weird, but I get it too, just because of the load. I mean, the management they're doing, the load management, what am I talking?
Nice.
The games they're playing during the season, and then you throw in the Olympics and the travel part of it, I think it would just really mess things
I don't think the NBA would be thrilled at all that they're already dealing with players not being able to play a certain amount of games for load management. But, oh, wait, I know I'm going to be playing for 2 weeks in wherever the hell in the Olympics, so I can't play more than 40 regular season games.
It'd be a problem.
Yeah.
So wait, I was confused. Are they going to play basketball on ice? Like, I feel like every Olympic sport kind of has, like, ice involved somehow in it.
You mean Winter Olympics?
Yeah. So if basketball were a Winter Olympics, they could play basketball on ice?
Is there a Winter Olympic sport that doesn't involve ice
Or snow of some kind?
That's actually an interesting question.
I thought that was kind of the whole, like, point of them.
Yeah, maybe.
No,
Could
but
be
it's definitely a topic. I see it everywhere. I'm like, oh, I guess this is something that people want to discuss.
It's not as obviously Summer Olympics as beach volleyball, right? But
Sure.
I get what you're talking
about.
Yep. So, all right, well, USA's moving on up a little bit, kind of. We're getting there. More gold's on the way. Don't worry, we're late bloomers. But my boy Macklin's celebrating. My boy, the GOAT. I love him.
So we're in the bronze medal position of total medals.
Hey.
Yeah.
Podium. But look out. Look out for that second half. We're coming. Or it's over the second half, isn't it? We're close to the end.
For what?
Of the Winter Olympics? Uh-oh.
More so than the beginning.
Uh-oh. Watch this come back. Don't count us out. USA. When we we're going to take a break. When we come back, hey, Kings fans, I actually have some good news for you. Believe it or not. True. I have some good news. I'll share that with you after the break.
This is the story of the one. As a safety manager at a manufacturing plant, he does everything he can to keep his coworkers safe. From finding ways to reduce risks to keeping safety supplies in stock. And for that, he relies on Grainger. Grainger offers a broad range of quality products and next-day delivery, so he can always play it safe. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
This month, Pure Talk is honoring Jackson and Lincoln by offering unlimited talk, text, and plenty of data for just $25 a month. Meanwhile, Big Wireless is honoring Benjamin Franklin by charging families hundreds of dollars for the same 5G service. What's up with that? Ben Franklin wasn't even a president. When you switch to Pure Talk, you'll be in business with an American wireless company that supports our vets in a big way and keeps all their customer service in this country. That's important. And you'll be on the same towers the big carriers use, so you'll get the same 5G service without the inflated price. So hang on to your Benjamins and switch to Pure Talk for a Jackson and a Lincoln. No contract, no hidden fees. Dial pound 250, say Mike Rowe, and you'll get 50% off your first month when you switch. That's pound 250, Mike Rowe, for an American wireless company that is truly unprecedented. Pure Talk.
LinkedIn is pretty amazing at helping you grow your small business. We cannot stop your new clients from emailing you at 3 a.m. We can help you sell, market, and hire in one place. We cannot help you be in 3 places at once. And while we can't help you organize your calendar, LinkedIn can help you land more clients so you have a calendar to organize. Grow your small business on LinkedIn. Learn more at linkedin.com/smallbusiness.
Why'd I go to the doctor? Working on the farm, my heart kept skipping a beat. I didn't think much of it, but my daughters made me get checked out. Turns out I have atrial fibrillation, which increases the risk of stroke about 5 times.
Symptoms like irregular heartbeat, heart racing, chest pain, shortness of breath, fatigue, or lightheadedness can come and go. But if it's AFib, the risk of stroke remains. If you have symptoms, contact a doctor.
I'm so glad I did.
Visit notimetowait.com. Sponsored by Bristol-Myers Squibb and Pfizer.
Planet Fitness has everything you need, anytime the motivation hits. So you can give everything you've got. With most clubs open 24 hours, you've got access to our best-in-class equipment to tackle early morning reps, late night miles, and every workout in between. Join the club today and save $28 or more when you join for just $1 down, $15 a month. Cancel anytime. Deal ends February 27th. You ready? Planet Fitness. We're all strong on this planet. See club for details.
Only one radio program captures the excitement of hunting and fishing as it happens. The award-winning California Sportsman with Sep Hendrickson. Only California Sportsman takes you where the action is. Live on the water, live in the blind, and live with the top pros and experts in outdoor sports. California Sportsman with Fishing Hall of Famer Sep Hendrickson is your premier destination for all things outdoors. Sep's Saturday Morning Outdoors. Ultimate Bass and California Sportsman, 5 a.m. to 8 a.m. Saturdays on Sactown Sports 1140.
Trust. It's the foundation of every business. With Better Business Bureau, you connect to a network of trusted partners who help you grow and improve your visibility. BBB accreditation signals to your customers that you value honesty and reliability. Show your commitment to integrity and excellence. Join a community that's dedicated to helping businesses thrive. Take the next step for your business. Join today. Visit bbb.org and discover how Better Business Bureau can help your business thrive.
There's the hard way to buy a car, and then there's the Hoblet way. Transparent prices, fast paperwork, and a team that's there to help, not hover. We've spent 77 years refining this process so you can get in, get out, and get driving with zero drama. Car buying doesn't have to be stressful. At least, not when you do it the Hoblet way. Experience the difference at HobletDodge.com. The easy way to buy.
KHTK HD1 Sacramento, KYMX HD3 Sacramento. From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios.
This is Sactown Sports 1140. It's Matt George and Kayla Anderson on Sactown Sports 1140.
Man, short week after a holiday weekend, and some people just not having good days today.
My goodness, man.
Some people a little cranky. We're talking sports,
People
man.
are cranky. Like, I get having debates and, like, having things you're going back and forth on, but, like, personally attacking people.
Yeah.
Like, we don't want that energy, man.
Listen, I got good news for you, though. I got good news for Kings fans out there, because I'm a frustrated Kings fan, too, let me tell you.
Oh, sure.
I've been very frustrated about this season. But I actually have some genuinely good news. The Sacramento Kings are heavy favorites to finish the season exactly where they're at, with the worst record and the number one odds. And it's not just, and I'm not using that in a sarcastic manner. I'm serious, because that's the best case scenario for the Kings at this point, is to land in that spot. Now, an important aspect of this conversation is, Kayla, that since they flattened the odds, the team with the worst record has actually never won the draft lottery. Like that, we can acknowledge that. We could turn that around and go, oh, they're due or whatever, and have fun with it. Regardless, the significance of that number one spot is not the best odds at number one overall. And trust me, you, I, all of us are hoping that the Kings end up with number one overall. It's a 52% chance at a top four pick, 52.1% technically. Again, the same odds as number 2 and number 3. Mm-hmm. And a, therefore, 47.1% chance. 47.1? No, 48.9. Whatever.
What was the first number?
52.1 is embarrassing.
Then you're looking at 47.9.
Yes, thank you. 47.9.
There you go.
Dork.
Yes.
That was at me, because I know math.
Got you. Of falling out of the top 4. But at number 1, the furthest you can fall is 5.
Yeah.
So number 1 doesn't guarantee you anything except for a little bit of insurance that the worst case scenario is not as bad as falling to 6, 7, 8, or 9, especially in this year's draft. Now, I'm not saying 6, 7, or 8, or 9, they're going to be bad players there. But like if 5 is the consolation prize of either a Caleb Wilson or a Kingston Flemings, you're still happy with that, even if you're like me and want AJ DeBonsa really, really badly, or Darren Peterson, or Cam Boozer, or whoever it is that you want.
Right.
So I don't really think that should play much of a factor at all. The flattened odds never been number 1 overall. That should not play a factor at all in the understanding that, would it be nice for the Kings young guys who are going to be the center of attention for the rest of the season to pick up a win or two here or there? Yeah, that probably would be nice. But what's most important to this organization, as we've known for a while now, is losing enough games to secure that worst spot and top 5 guarantee, And the good news is the next closest team to the Kings in terms of the tank standings is New Orleans. They're 3 games back of Sacramento.
Congratulations, Sacramento. You're winning at something.
We got a safety net, baby.
Congratulations.
We're so bad we got buffering room.
Exactly.
The worst team in the history of the Sacramento Kings. And potentially all Kings teams going back 80 years.
It couldn't get any worse.
However.
Uh-oh.
The Kings have the second easiest schedule in terms of strength of schedule metrics.
Yeah, but we knew that.
Right.
We knew that.
There are games, significant games, that the Kings do not want to win coming up. They play the Indiana Pacers one more time. That game's in Sacramento. When they were in Indiana, they lost that game. They take on the Brooklyn Nets twice. Don't want to win those games. They take on New Orleans twice. The good news is New Orleans doesn't want to lose because they don't have their pick. But New Orleans technically is in the running to take that spot from you. And Atlanta's going, go, 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 go. And you take on the Charlotte Hornets twice. There are a lot of bad opponents at the bottom of the lottery with you, or top of the lottery, I suppose, with you that you have yet to play or will play a decent amount of time over these final 23, 24 games, whatever it is.
Yeah.
So there are a lot of games coming up that you would very much prefer to lose.
There are a lot of opportunities for you to lose again, too, because guess what? You had mentioned the easy schedule in the second half of the season. I remember when we were still talking about, hey, are the Kings really this bad? And I'm talking 3-4 weeks in. Yep. And then we're like, well, the second half of the season, maybe this is the easiest schedule.
Yep.
Maybe they can. That didn't end up working out in terms of winning more games, even if it was the easier schedule. Right. Now, they continue to kind of deal with injuries. I'm interested, too, on really what they end up doing with Domantas Sabonis in this end stretch. Mm-hmm. Because, again, you're really not wanting to win games. We've seen Zach LaVine go and get surgery, so he's gone. Domantas Sabonis, do they really want to put him back out there? He's dealing with all these different things this year. Mm-hmm. That can help their opportunity, too, to maybe not win some of these games against these other bad teams. I'm just putting it out there, not trying to really tank, but kind of trying to do it in an organic way, knowing that you need to get Domantas healthy again at some point.
Sure.
So there's ways to work around not making it completely obvious like Utah has.
For sure. And I've talked about when Keegan Murray is healthy and comes back and DeAndre Hunter is healthy and come back, I want to see the two of them play together because I hopefully want to see something good out of them.
I know.
But at the same time, if those two come back and the Kings win 3 straight because suddenly their perimeter defense is really good and Keegan Murray's hitting threes, whoa.
Pump the brakes.
Hey, I'm glad it works. Somebody scratch your eye again. Somebody twist your ankle. I don't know.
Yep.
Is your pinky hurting? Mm-hmm. Do you need surgery?
What injuries have we not had this year, right?
How's your back?
Mm-hmm.
Listen, there are plenty of losses still to come, guys. Yeah. The Kings play the San Antonio Spurs twice, including in Sacramento, De'Aaron Fox. I'm sure that game will go well.
It doesn't really matter.
Well, it doesn't really matter for the Kings. It
doesn't really matter.
It does for San Antonio. The Houston Rockets. The Kings still play the Rockets in Houston. The Kings still play the Lakers. The Kings still play the Clippers, although the Clippers kind of in a weird spot, but well, I guess we'll throw them in there.
They still got Kawhi.
They still got Kawhi. You play Philly. You play Toronto, playoff teams. You play the Golden State Warriors twice, 2 out of the final 3 games. And Golden State might be looking at those games and going, sweet, a way for us to maybe get a couple more wins at the end of the year to boost our position, because who knows if they're going to be in the play-in race or battling for that 6th seed. We'll see how everything shakes up. There's still plenty of losses to be had in here. The question is, though, can one of those games be a surprising win that makes you feel good the way that that Cleveland game would have been a feel-good win had they won that? Because I don't want the Sacramento Kings to lose out the remainder of the season. This losing streak is 14 games right now, right?
Yeah, look, the streak needs to end. Actually, I would like it to end tomorrow.
Yeah, end it for Orlando.
For Kings fans
here.
That's what I would like.
Great idea.
Because then, guess what? They go on the road again. Yeah. And in terms of the record on the road, and they haven't won since early December, that it probably won't be the greatest road experience. So to be able to maybe give your fans a little bit of love with a win on Thursday after the All-Star break would be nice. But what I'm asking for, too, is, you want the best chance to get the best pick. but we can still see competition happening in these games. We saw it in that home stretch here with the young fellas, and it was actually some fun ball to watch.
Yeah.
They didn't end up winning those games, but I didn't go to sleep during the middle of the game either because I was so bored with the blowout of the first half. So there are ways to still try to grow the youth of this team and have some close games. They don't all have to be blowouts, but you also don't have to win all of those.
You teased this earlier, and you're 100% right. We're going to have a big conversation tomorrow about the remainder of this season. These are the most important games for Doug Christie's job, period. And we'll explain why on tomorrow's podcast, because wins and losses are important in terms of draft lottery odds at this point, but wins and losses aren't the end-all be-all of Doug Christie's job security anymore. It's talent development. And regardless if they lose every game for the rest of this season or not, how they lose those games and how much better the young players and the team as a whole look by the end of Game 82 versus Portland compared to right now, I believe that will determine whether or not Doug Christie has a job next season.
Yeah.
Truthfully. So we'll talk about that at length tomorrow. But the good thing that's been working in the favor of the Sacramento Kings, they've been tragically bad on the road. Tragically bad. They haven't won a road game since early December.
It's insane.
Really, really bad. But at home, recently, they've been playing far more competitive basketball. And the Kings play a lot of home games in March. March 3rd, Phoenix. March 5th, New Orleans. March 8th, Chicago. March 10th, Indiana. Charlotte on the 11th. Utah, San Antonio, Philly, Brooklyn. Those are all home games that are happening in the month of March. Breaking news.
Did I just?
When it
did
breaks,
I literally?
You spoke it into existence.
Holy smokes!
From Sean Sharania, Sacramento Kings star Domantas Sabonis underwent season-ending surgery on Wednesday morning to repair the torn meniscus in his left knee.
Right here, I'm taking credit. I said it first, Shams.
You called it.
I said it first.
You know what is so funny, Kayla? When you said that, in my mind, I thought to myself, you know what? Wouldn't it be funny if the news alert popped up that Sabonis had season-ending surgery?
Wow.
Because it makes all the sense in the world, right? Because he already has a partially torn meniscus. You want to heal that meniscus?
Wow. That's what I was like, it wouldn't surprise me, right? It makes sense.
Yep.
Also,
We've had some timely conversations on the show recently where this has happened.
We have.
Can I also just point out real quick, and I've been following this all year, we will officially 100% have 0 minutes and 0 seconds that Keegan Murray and Domantas Sabonis shared the floor this season. They will have not played a single second together the entire year.
Bummer. Oh, well.
Wow.
Oh, well.
Do you think the NBA is going to fine them for giving him season-ending surgery for tanking purposes?
If they do, then they have to fine Jaren Jackson Jr. or the Utah Jazz for it as well.
They just did.
But this also, no, they fined them for having him intentionally sit out of games. The season-ending surgery for Jaren Jackson Jr. just opened the door for not having to play with him anymore this season, which is exactly what these Zach LaVine and Domantas Sabonis surgeries. Trust me, we've seen Domas, when it mattered during Beam Team years, we've seen Domas play through injury after injury after injury after injury.
Right.
He would have done the same had the Kings been playing relevant basketball.
He broke his hand during the Beam Team season in December and just played through it.
De'Aaron Fox also broke his hand during the playoffs. Played we know what the deal is. And I'm good. If you have a partially torn meniscus, get it taken care of, especially right now. Let me tell you, the door is now wide open for Neek Clifford, Maxime Reynaud, and Dylan Cardwell. Nothing's in your way. All three of those guys are going to play 35 plus minutes a night.
Yep. Look, and I get it. I'm sure the outside world in terms of the NBA is going to look at this and they're going to say, oh, God, they're doing what the Utah Jazz are doing. Man, what a bunch of tankers over there. And look, are they tanking? Yeah. But it's just, I think we look at it, and maybe fans don't. I'm not going to speak for all fans here. I think we look at it on the show, at least, a little bit different in the way that, again, it's kind of organically gone to this direction.
Right.
It's all kind of led to this makes more sense now than to have these season-ending surgeries, because it's only going to help you speed up that rebuild process because you're giving those minutes to the youth. You're getting a better look at what Doug Christie can really do without having maybe some not outside distractions, but guys that's not going to probably be on this team in the future.
Sabonis partially tore his meniscus months ago.
Right.
He tried to come back.
Mm-hmm.
Did play games on it. Didn't play back-to-backs, but played multiple games on it and then tweaked his back and then hasn't played since.
Sure.
So it makes sense to do this. As of now, Sabonis is likely part of the Kings' future. And if the worst case scenario, if you're trying to trade him, then Sabonis now has his knee taken care of, and hopefully his knee's not an issue going forward, so teams don't have to think, oh, but he's been hurt, he's been banged up. But let me tell you this, too. If the Kings and Toronto Raptors had made a trade, Sabonis would be playing for the Toronto Raptors. I almost guarantee it, because they're playing meaningful basketball, and they would be acquiring him with the expectation that he's their starting center going into a playoff push for them in the Eastern Conference. So both things can be true. But it's good that Domas is getting this done if it's necessary.
Right.
And clearly it is necessary, just like it's good that Jaren Jackson Jr. is getting it done, just like it's good that Zach LaVine is getting his surgery. Because if it's needed and you have now the time and ability to do it mid-season instead of pushing it off to the summertime, which delays the comeback and potentially impacts training camp and everything like that, yeah, damn right you're going to do it now. It's just smart.
So here's my question about a meniscus, right? Because it's a torn.
Partially torn. Not fully.
This is not going to be, if you're wondering this is not going to be like a year-long recovery, by
Correct.
the way. Just so people know that. It's not like a torn ACL.
Right.
I believe that there's like a 3 to maybe 6 month recovery at the highest, right? Is what we're looking at in terms of
doctor.
This is just dealing with different types of injuries throughout the years or whatever, the recovery time I'm used to at least.
Right.
So I don't think it's going to be a full year, but I do want to ask, like this summer, if this was on the agenda, do we take this completely off the agenda for Scott Perry? Do you think this is even possible to...
Like moving him?
Yeah.
I don't think so, because I also believe that I don't know anything about the timing. I am not a doctor. Anything like that. I would assume it is in the best interest of the Kings to do this now and Sabonis to do this now, 1, because this season doesn't matter anymore, and 2, to get him back as soon as possible and likely for training camp. Mm-hmm. So if it's 3 to 6 months, it's February. October is 8 months away, right?
Yeah.
Mid-October is 8 months away. The start of the season is 8 months away.
Mm-hmm.
Plenty of time, not just to return from that injury, if it is indeed 3 to 6 months. Now, plenty of time to complete the rehab, get in shape, get your offseason work in, and you're good to go. Even more breaking news, Kyle.
My goodness.
When it
Oh my gosh, more!
We have it first.
It's Sactown Sports breaking
Okay,
news.
so there's a small one that the Zach LaVine surgery is apparently going on right now, but from Brendan Nunez, the Kings have confirmed that Dylan Cardwell sprained his left ankle yesterday in practice, will be reevaluated in 4 weeks.
Wow.
So no Dylan Cardwell for the next month.
That's a bummer.
That sucks.
That's a bummer.
That really sucks.
And this was our own Brendan Nunez?
It's Brennan from a Kings PR release.
Okay.
I'm just getting it from Brennan. Also, by the way, Keegan Murray, full participant in practice, is going to play tomorrow against the Orlando Magic.
But here we go. Here we go again, guys. When one guy goes out and one guy comes back in. So DeAndre Hunter, are we going to at least maybe see him with Keegan Murray at some point?
He's full participant in practice today.
Okay.
Hold on.
Wow.
I think there was an update. DeAndre Hunter's status will be determined soon. He was a full participant, so he's getting close.
This is wild.
Close.
Yeah, when I hear full participant in practice, he might play tomorrow.
I would hope so.
Yeah, I would guess Hunter's probably close to playing.
So he sprained his ankle in practice, of all things. Fun. God, that's a bummer. Again, I just want to see as much of the youth as I can here moving forward, and that's one that, again, I think Dylan still could find some growth in his game, and it's like now being out a month, that's a bummer. So
I'm just updating everything on this to make sure I'm on track or on top of everything.
So
let me tell you this, Maxime Reynaud, brother, you've got the greenest of lights.
It's all you now.
It's Max and Drew Eubanks.
And Precious.
Oh, yeah, I can't forget about Precious.
But, I mean, that's your center position. I don't know. Regardless, like Max is going to, if Max wants to play 40 minutes a night, Hey, bud.
Can we get that 2020 that he got robbed of right before the All-Star break?
Yes, that rebound back.
So if you're trying to keep track at home, so Zach LaVine is having surgery right now. We already knew he was done for the season. Sabonis had surgery on his knee this morning. He's done for season. Keegan Murray is coming back tomorrow from injury. Dylan Cardwell is now out 4 weeks, or reevaluated in 4 weeks because he rolled his ankle in practice. And also it looks like DeAndre Hunter is going to play tomorrow.
The Dylan Cardwell, it's a major bummer because Dylan's been playing really, really well. And Dylan is one of those guys that needs that on-court time to continue to improve, especially with his offensive game. Doug Christie has talked a lot about. He's been working on that hook, just his touch around the rim, being more of a threat offensively outside of just putbacks and lobs. Like Dylan is, and Dylan is one of those Energizer bunnies, one of those guys that obviously the fan base has really rallied behind, but has given us something to appreciate and cheer and enjoy during this horrible season. And the fact that he's going to be out now, what was it, 4 weeks? So a month? Reevaluated in a month. We're talking like if he comes back, it's for the final stretch.
By the way, those sprained ankles, guys, like I know sometimes they seem, it's a sprained ankle. Those actually can be killers long term.
No, they suck.
Yeah.
The Dylan Cardwell injury is literally the same timeline as Keegan.
Yeah.
It's a high ankle, or not, it's an ankle sprain. They didn't specify, but it's a significant ankle sprain that will be reevaluated in 4 weeks. That's literally what Keegan's gone through.
But we're very much going to get my wish. It sounds like we're going to get a look at Keegan and DeAndre together, and I'm throwing.
At least we get that.
I am throwing all my eggs in that basket.
Sure.
Give me a lineup of Neek, Keegan, DeAndre, Max, and player number 5.
Westbrook.
No. Player number 5 can be DeMar. Player number 5 could be Precious. I don't care. But get those 4 guys on the floor together consistently for the remainder of this season. Put Devin Carter out there as the 5th guy.
I don't have a problem with that.
I don't care.
I don't have a
Give
problem
me
with
that 5 and let me see it. They don't have to start, but let me see that 5 rock for a good portion of the rest of this season.
Yeah, and I think the biggest thing to that is, like, can all those guys stay healthy? I mean, that's been the theme. Like, one goes in, one goes out. I'm not going to bet on anything staying true to any of those guys even staying in the lineup. But, yes, I think at least the Domas thing is what it is, guys. I think we all, in deep down, knew it probably wasn't going to be something where he would be playing consistency throughout the season because of the injury. So it's the right thing to do, for sure.
And what for? What are you playing for?
What are you playing it for?
Your stats don't matter.
Yeah.
You're not eligible for any awards with the amount of time you've missed.
It's the best thing for him as a player, too, to just get that done.
What are you playing for? Get healthy, get right. If you're on the team next year, which I imagine he will be, you're right back in it.
But this is important for Keegan Murray especially. I think Keegan to come back and stay healthy and to have some chemistry built with what could be like part of your future in DeAndre Hunter. Again, I don't even think Scott is completely convinced yet on him. I think he could be a fit, but I think that'll be important for Keegan to just stay healthy, and those two and some of these other younger guys, like you said, kind of work together because these are guys who could be on the team in the future. Not all as starters.
No.
But to build some sort of chemistry with that group, and you're probably going to lose all those games, but you can also find some positivity with those guys.
Yeah.
Like let's just use the Knicks as a basic example. Like if best case scenario, Maxime Reynaud is your Isaiah Hartenstein, and best case scenario, your Keegan Murray is your OG Anunoby, and best case scenario, Nick Clifford is like a Dante DiVincenzo or something. You're still missing your Jalen Brunsons and Julius Randles and guys from a couple years ago, Josh Hart, everything else. But at least you have those you have those pieces, right? Like they might not help you win anything, but at least you have something in those guys to build the foundation on.
I will say, out of the 3 rookies, Dylan Cardwell being the one, you're not celebrating any of this, by the way, but Dylan Cardwell being the one to go down out of the 3, to me is a best case scenario because I think we very much know, and Dylan very much knows who he is at the NBA level. Max and Neek are still trying to figure that out. Now, Dylan has certain elements of his game that he will want to work on, and he will continue to work on. Look, a sprained ankle is not going to keep him stuck to the couch for the next month. He's going to be able to work on his touch around the rim. He's going to be able to do things. He won't be a full basketball participant, but he'll be able to get in work. It's not like he's bedridden, right? So I'm glad that we're going to see a heavy dose of Neek and Max together. And I want to see a heavy dose of DeAndre Hunter and Keegan Murray together with two caveats. One, unless they start winning too much, which would be exciting and detrimental at the same time. And two, as long as Keegan isn't continuously getting banged up, because my poor guy has been injury after injury after injury. Keegan, stay on the damn floor the rest of the season, man.
I gotta see him on the floor.
If you're hurt, take the night off, because we're not messing around with that. We are not messing around with that. Lots of breaking news in the realm of the Sacramento Kings. If you're just missing it, Dylan Cardwell is out for the next month. Domantas Sabonis' season is over. He's having surgery on his partially torn meniscus. Of course, Zach LaVine, his season is done due with surgery on his hand. Keegan Murray will be playing tomorrow versus Orlando. And DeAndre Hunter has a good chance of playing. He was a full participant in practice. Sounds like DeAndre Hunter has a good chance of playing tomorrow as well. Here we go. The final half, air quotes, of the season is set to begin tomorrow. But right now, we'll take the break. One last segment before Crosstalk with Whitey and Allen. Let's play a game of tag, guys. I'll explain that coming up next.
Hurry in and save big during Honda's President's Day sales event at Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop.
Hurry in and save on our best selection of new Hondas. Each is priced to sell now. Folsom Lake Honda is your one-stop Honda shop for great pricing on a giant selection of new CRVs, HRVs, Civics, and Accords with low finance and lease options. Plus, get an instant cash offer for your trade. Get to Folsom Lake Honda or go to FolsomLakeHonda.com.
Folsom Lake Honda, yeah, your one-stop Honda shop.
Have you tried my Colombian tamales?
Yes, but the Mexican tamales I brought are way better.
Colombian tamales wrapped in plantain leaves are unmatched, you know.
But the Mexican tamales wrapped in corn husks are the authentic ones.
At least we can agree that they taste better with Pepsi.
Without a doubt, tamales deserve Pepsi. No matter what tamales you love, enter for a chance to win a year's worth of groceries. Powered by Pepsi. No purchase necessary. U.S. residents 18 or over. Ends April 5th, 2026. Rules at PepsiPromo.com/free groceries. Pepsi is a registered trademark of Pepsi Going.
If you're serious about your golf game, then you need to know about Total Game Fitting at the Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop. Whether it's the TrackMan-powered player performance studio for your best fit clubs, or the cutting-edge technology putter fitting studio, or the free Ballnamic ball fitter and 3D foot scanner, the Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop offers you total game fitting from head to toe with equipment and apparel. Find your advantage at the Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop with the latest offering of new golf products in Northern California. Fulton Avenue at the Cap City Freeway.
Guys, did you know your testosterone affects everything in your system, including how you feel and perform every day? Right now, Revive Men's Health Sacramento will check your testosterone for free. Knowing your T levels is the first step in understanding if you have low T. Your testosterone level impacts your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED. Maintaining an appropriate T level can change your whole life. Most men start to see changes in their hormone levels in their 30s. Experience and results matter. So what are you waiting for? Get your T levels checked today by local, experienced, and trusted men's health experts. They've helped thousands of men since 2011. They're so confident they can help you, they even guarantee it. Call Revive today and schedule your free testosterone test, free exam, and free consultation. Call Revive Men's Health at 916-277-8599. That's 916-277-8599. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
Country in the Park is back. May 8th and 9th at Cal Expo. Miranda Lambert. John Party. Chris Young, Turnpike Troubadours, Dylan Scott, and more. Line dancing, mechanical bulls, and food trucks. Make it a lucky night out of live country music and dancing for your crew. Tickets start at only $68. Country in the Park, May 8th and 9th at Cal Expo with Bar None Auction, Sky River Casino, and Trex Decking and Railing. More info at CITPFest.com.
Golf to Go is brought to you by the Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop. Here's Frank LaRosa.
Many driving ranges have turned to hitting mats, with many of them using mats year-round. But according to golf top 100 teacher Martin Chuck, hitting off mats can give you a false sense of security, giving you the impression that you're a decent ball striker. There are a couple of ways to make sure you get the most out of your practice, and he shares them in Golf Magazine. First, approach the ball with purpose. Treat every shot like you would on the course. Stand behind the ball and visualize what you want the ball to do. Then walk in and go through the same routine you use during a round on the golf course. Second, try the towel drill. To make certain you aren't skipping the club head into the ball, place the towel a few inches behind the ball and try not to hit the towel on the downswing. This will help promote ball-first contact. If you disturb the towel, then you know you're hitting the ground too early. Ball first contact is imperative. That's your Golf to Go. I'm Frank LaRosa.
Tune in every Thursday, Friday, and Saturday for the Toyota Tahoe Report with Johnny Mosley and me, Elena, bringing you the latest weather conditions up at Tahoe. Brought to you by your local Toyota dealers, Toyota. Let's go places.
It's Matt George and Kayla Anderson on Sactown Sports 1140.
All this breaking news for the Sacramento Kings is flying out of the practice facility right now as the Kings have returned to practice. Our own Brendan Nunez is there in the practice facility covering everything, and he will be posting all of the comments from head coach Doug Christie and whatever players are made available on the Sactown Sports YouTube channel that you can check out there. We're keeping an eye to see when it comes through, if we'll have time to play any of it before we have crosstalk with Whitey Gleason and Alan Stiles. Boy, they'll have plenty to talk about to start their show, won't they? Just
fresh content.
A crop of Kings news. If you missed it, if you're just tuning in, Domantas Sabonis' season is over. He underwent season-ending surgery on his partially torn meniscus.
Yep.
He suffered that injury months ago in the middle of the season. Zach LaVine is actually apparently currently having surgery on his hand, his pinky injury. His season is at an end. The really sad news, Dylan Cardwell, he'll be reevaluated in 4 weeks with a sprained ankle injury. That's a real bummer because we were hoping to see more minutes from Dylan Cardwell, who's been such an Energizer bunny and a breath of fresh air during this really suffocatingly bad Kings season. But the good news is DeAndre Hunter and Keegan Murray are basically back. Keegan will play tomorrow versus Orlando. DeAndre Hunter was a full participant in practice. Sounds like they said his future, his status will be determined later. To me, that's like a game time decision type thing. There's a good chance he'll play. Maybe he doesn't, but he'll be back very, very soon. So rejoice. We will get to see DeAndre Hunter and Keegan Murray together in the near future.
There's one positive you have to look forward to, maybe.
Good news, bad news, worse news for the Sacramento Kings.
Again, we got to make sure Keegan stays healthy too.
Yeah,
so
just keep
we'll see.
Keegan on the floor. I'm knocking on the wood as much as I possibly can. All right, Kayla, you want to play tag?
Let's play tag.
Let's play tag.
Who's it?
You're it. Or not it. We're talking about franchise tag candidates, which is a 1-year extension preventing them from entering the free agency market. The franchise tag, which a lot of players do not like, but it's in place in order to keep them around and keep them from
players hate this thing.
Kick the can down the road. No bag for you.
Yeah, I know.
Not yet.
It's like, oh, you got franchise tagged? Ew.
I know. Ew, you're a franchise tag guy. You're it. Ew. Well, let's go down the list of franchise tag candidates. Should or should they not be tagged? George Pickens.
Ah, yes, George Pickens. He's an interesting one when it comes to just a little controversy around this guy. Like, Steelers obviously, traded him over to the Dallas Cowboys. He's been pretty good for them, though. And I would say, having him and CeeDee Lamb, give Dak Prescott as much as you can in terms of help. And guess what? The offense was pretty good this year for the Dallas Cowboys. The worry was the defense. So I'd say absolutely tag your it.
Tag your it. George Pickens, and all reports are that he will be tagged.
Do you know what the franchise tag value is for wide receivers this year?
What is it at?
I don't know. I'm guessing it's probably in the 20 million something range.
It's about around there. I can't remember who set the market or last.
No, I'll be. Yeah, I'm just saying I'll be it. If you want to tag me for $20 million, I'll be it.
It's hard because it's like the average of the 5 biggest contracts, so it's probably like somewhere in the 20s. But that's crazy that the Cowboys are going to pay $30 million to CeeDee Lamb and $25 to George Pickens for a year.
That's what the going rate is. And if you want an offense in the NFL, you've got to have weapons for your QB.
How about a double tag? Daniel Jones and Alec Pierce.
Ooh, I'm going to do a single tag on that, and Alec Pierce is not part of the equation.
Oh, he's not it.
Yeah, I think that they absolutely have to have a quarterback in place, and right now, I don't know if Mac Jones is in play in terms of what they could give back to the 49ers. Daniel Jones was really good for them last year. I say tag him at least for another year, see what they got. Alec Pierce, I just think he's on the move. I think there's other teams that could use a number 3 guy or a number 2 guy right now. And I just don't see him probably being enough for them to tag him and keep him there. So I'm going to say not it for him.
Kyle Pitts, tag
Ooh.
or not tag?
Yeah, I'd say tag for the Atlanta Falcons. I know it's like a new group of coaches in front office there, but right now, one thing is for sure is you got to keep the talent you have. And right now, you freed up a little bit of money with the Kirk Cousins contract being dissolved. And I think in terms of Kevin Stefanski, the new coach there, he likes to utilize coaches. We saw it with Njoku up there in Cleveland.
Yep.
I think Kyle Pitts is kind of coming into his own. It took a while, but I'd say at least let's tag your it.
This one's very interesting. The reigning Super Bowl MVP, Kenneth Walker III, tag?
Man, selfishly, for me, I think they tag absolutely your it, Kenneth Walker. I think they need to tag him. I know he wouldn't love it because it's kind of an insult and you just won the Super Bowl. But selfishly, I think with the Zach Charbonnet injury, you just don't know exactly what that's going to be this next season with Charbonnet. And yeah, you can draft a running back. They're always running backs in the draft. It's just always nice sometimes to grant your running back with a contract. But guess what? That's not what NFL teams do. Backs are used and abused and they're sent packing. So there's a lot of teams that would like.
That's what Tennessee is for, to pay your running backs.
Tennessee is interested in Kenneth Walker.
Oh,
so,
perfect.
Yeah.
Well, that's what I was going to ask you is because the reports are that the Seahawks will not tag him.
Right.
But that's with the belief then that you don't think they plan on bringing him back or that they want to reward him with the payday they believe he deserves.
That's the bigger thing. It's like, look, running backs are replaceable. And one thing I found out is a lot of them, there's special ones that can get those contracts. But there's other things. Seattle has money, though. Like, they've got a lot of money. And so that's why I'm not absolutely out on that they won't franchise tag him. But I don't think they're going to. That's at least what the reports are saying.
Trey Hendrickson, tag?
Heck no.
Hell no.
Heck no. And guess what? You're glad you're not it, Trey Hendrickson. Because you do not want to stay with the Bungles. They have had a stanky defense for the last couple of years. Joe Burrow can't stay healthy. I don't even know what Zach Taylor's future is there. They can't get out of their own way. They don't play their players there. They're cheap. I think he could go to better places in terms of Trey Hendrickson. I don't think they're keeping him.
Let that one mercifully end. That was crazy.
He doesn't want to be there either, guys.
Do you remember that crazy training camp story where he just left? Like he was in Cincinnati training away from the facility, and then he was like, "I'm just gonna go to Florida." It's like I don't think this contract's getting done.
They are so cheap there. They do not pay their players. They paid their wide receivers, but that was about it. That was the most they were going to do. And now you got one of the best that was doing it in the NFL at the defensive level, and he kind of is just there rotting away.
There was a crazy story where they had to sell their advertising on the stadium just to pay Joe Burrow's signing bonus.
Yeah.
Like they didn't have physically enough cash to pay his signing bonus.
Who wants to be tagged less? Trey Hendrickson or Breece Hall? Because if I'm Breece Hall, I might quit if you tag me.
I know, but you know what? I think they're going to tag him.
Probably.
Because they want as much as they can have.
It's the only thing they got.
They don't have anything.
The New York Jets we're talking about.
Yeah, and it's just like they're going to tag him, and he's going to continue to rot away in New York. Yeah.
Jets, tag.
For his sake, I hope they don't, but I think, you're going to have to say tag your it to Breece.
That was also so funny that he wanted to be traded. They said they were going to trade him, and then they traded literally everyone else on the team except him.
If Breece Hall gets tagged, is Breece Hall more miserable counting his money in New York playing for the Jets than Zach LaVine is counting his $49 million in Sacramento?
That's actually pretty interesting. How much did you say? Do we know how much Breece makes?
I can look it up.
I think the tag would be like $13 million or something like that.
That's it?
So you definitely would rather be Zach LaVine?
The running back money is pretty brutal.
Hold on.
Oh,
14.1 to 14.5 million.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll take it. I'll be miserable in New York for $14 million, but if you're Breece Hall, man.
Well, technically you'd be miserable in New Jersey.
True.
which is worse.
No, well, a lot of. Never mind. I'm not going to fire a shot at New Jersey.
You already were pro Florida. How about coming pro?
I'm being nice to the East Coast. They're being mean to the West.
Does New Jersey have Walt Disney World Atlantic City or something?
No.
Maybe.
Well, maybe. They probably have Monkey Moose out there instead. Morky Moose instead of Mickey Mouse probably out there, and I can't even. I feel bad for Breece Hall if he gets franchise tag. That's for sure. But hey, I'll take $14 million.
Well, that was tag. You're it.
Tag. You are it. So we think George Pickens will be tagged.
I think so. Yeah.
Kyle Pitts. No.
I think they just have to.
They have to.
I think they need to tag him.
They're not going to tag. The Seahawks are not going to tag Kenneth Walker III.
Even though they.
But we'll see if he ends up with Robert Saleh's Titans or if they give him the payday and the longer contract to stick around in Seattle. Who it's now official too. Seattle is officially selling. Yeah.
Yeah.
The Seahawks are.
Yeah, I'm always worried about that. We talk about ownership a lot on this show, and it's always a little scary when your team gets sold because you just don't know like what exactly is going to happen. When Paul Allen bought him back in the day, at the time they had two people going for it that wanted to move them to the Anaheim area. So you guys know that feeling. Like it's always scary. That's not going to happen, I don't think, but it is always in the back of your mind.
Because we're going to put together a group in Sacramento. We're reversing it. You tried to take our basketball team. We're taking your football team. Maybe they'll play at Cal Expo. We don't know. Somewhere there's going to be a stadium.
Hey, it might be a good thing for me. Like, I'm here in Sacramento. I'll stay a Seahawks fan, technically. Like,
Would they become the Sacramento Seahawks? I mean, the alliteration is still there.
Keep the alliteration. Absolutely.
How would they be the Seahawks? There's no C.
Sacramento.
I don't know.
Lake Pigeons.
Well, we're making merch of that, even if we don't become a team. We got to make Sacramento Lake Pigeons.
No, I
merch.
don't agree with that, Kyle, because look at the Utah Jazz. What the hell is going on in Utah when it comes to jazz? Nothing.
The River Ducks.
It's a New Orleans thing.
But that's
the River Cats, the River Ducks. Sorry.
Keep the Seattle.
Lake.
them in Seattle.
No, hold on. We have a winner here with Sacramento Lake Pigeons. We do, either way, we need to trademark this ourselves.
I don't know. Bring the Seahawks in here. Build like a thing for them so they can fly around, and then technically you can say you had Seahawks here.
But there's neither the sea nor hawks in Sacramento.
There are hawks.
There's hawks. There's definitely species of hawks.
There are hawks. Yeah, Whitey's nodding.
For sure.
If Whitey says yes, it has to be true.
For sure there's hawks.
Yeah. River hawks.
Change
the body of water.
Okay.
I still like lake pigeons.
Puddle pigeons.
Pigeons remind me of poop. I don't want to think of that of my football team.
Yeah, we have a lot of that here. We have a lot of
We already have one NBA team right now.
No, that's not what I meant. No, I meant there's a lot of bird poop on my car.
I get it, Matt, because the Kings and the A's are here.
No, I was not being insulting to our teams. I was talking about the current state of the windshield of my vehicle. A lot of bird poop on there.
Woof.
Because they don't. It's like they're just mean. Birds. Yeah. They're just mean about it.
So
what my way out of that one.
What I'm hearing is our logo is going to be a lake pigeon squatting down to poop.
Exactly.
Listen, some brands write themselves.
Exactly.
Well, they're not leaving Seattle, of course. I'm very interested to see what that price tag is, though. Like, you're a Super Bowl champ.
Oh, goodness. It could never be higher, right?
You're in a massive market that loves their team.
Yeah.
Like, epicenter of Seattle. What I love is that stadium district in Seattle. Of course, it's right next to where the Mariners play. It's just, it's awesome. Like that, I'm very curious to see what that final price tag is and how much money the Seattle Seahawks are sold for.
Probably going to be a record-breaking amount,
it has to be. It has to be.
I just want to know who has that money.
Who is it?
Who
is it?
It ain't me.
Bring them to Sacramento. The Lake Pigeons shall reign supreme. Coming up next, Whitey Gleason, Alan Stiles. It's Crosstalk with the Drive Guys. To wrap up the show, it's Matt and Kayla on Sactown Sports.
At Stockton Honda, we know how to honor a great deal. Like right now during our President's Day sales event. Whether you're shopping new or pre-owned, you can find star-spangled savings on some of our best models. Why not stop in today and see for yourself? Come celebrate at Stockton Honda and get huge savings on our giant selection. Plus top dollar for your trade.
Anytime, anywhere, it's all here. StocktonHonda.com.
When a person is seriously injured, there's no substitute for the personal legal relationship offered by the local NorCal firm of Ashton & Price. From the first attorney meeting, every important decision is made with a direct consultation with, and I can't believe I have to say this, a real, live, experienced, flesh and blood local attorney. It's called Home Court Advantage for a reason. Ashton and Price, serious local attorneys for serious people with serious injuries with no fee until we win. For the best local advice, don't think twice. Call Ashton and Price.
At Fisher Investments, we may seem like other money managers, but we're different.
Are you really that different than the rest of us?
We are. As a fiduciary, we always focus on what's best for our clients.
What services do you offer besides investing?
We have a team of specialists in financial planning, estate planning, and more.
Your clients rely on you for all that?
Yes, we ensure clients receive unparalleled service at every step of the relationship.
Okay, but you still sell commission-based products, right?
No, because we believe that's a conflict of interest. We prioritize service over sales goals.
So, then how do your fees work?
We have a simple and transparent fee that's a percentage of our clients' portfolios. So we do better when our clients do better.
Wow, we're more different than I thought.
At Fisher Investments, we're clearly different. Learn more at fisherinvestments.com.
Investing in securities involves the risk of loss.
Joe Fallon did something smart. He saved hundreds on auto insurance switching to Progressive. With that money, he commissioned a portrait of himself. Does Joe already know what he looks like? Yes. Do guests know what he looks like? Also yes. But not as art. It's Joe's savings, and if he wants to spend it on a velvet painting of himself with a white tiger at his feet, we say, roar, Joe, roar. Switch and see if you could save with Progressive and treat yourself. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates.
Need life insurance but have diabetes, high blood pressure, or on anxiety meds? If you're a 50-year-old male, even porky, or with type 2 diabetes, $1 million of life insurance may only cost you about $200 a month. For affordable term life insurance, call Term Provider and speak with Big Lou at 800-230-2777, 800-230-2777, or visit biglou.com. Remember, Big Lou's like you. He's on meds too. 800-230-2777.
What's cracking? We're talking to Chad Hoblet of Hoblet Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram and Woodland. Chad, tell us what's happening for Ram Truck Month.
Well, there's no better time to get a Ram than Ram Truck Month. Right now, save up to $15,000 off MSRP on new 2026 Ram 1500 Crew Cabs. Or save big when you take advantage of the $7,000 Hoblet discount and get 0% financing for 60 months. You'll save thousands in finance charges on top of the huge Hoblet discount.
Yeah, I can't even believe 0% financing is an option at the moment.
It's not an easy thing to find nowadays, but we're always looking to help you save money. Plus, with over 400 new Rams available, you can save big on your perfect Ram. At Hoblet, we focus on you and helping you get the Ram you need.
Search, select, and save through their whole inventory at HobletDodge.com. Unbeatable prices, unbeatable selection. Nobody beats Hoblet, period.
15,000 total net savings on select new 2026 Ram 1500 Laramie after 8,000 factory rebates and 7,000 dealer discounts. Rebates may include 2,000 select inventory bonus cash on select inventory, 1,000 SFS bonus cash, must finance through Stellantis, 500 on the job upfit, must show eligible upfit. 5% net savings, see dealer for details.
You remember me from a show called And Joe? I'm back on the radio, Sacramento. It's Joe Mommy, and when you need your new country fix, join me weekdays from 6A to 10 for the Pat and Cody with Joe show on New Country 105.1 KNCI or on the free KNCI app.
Matt and Kayla on Sactown Sports 1140.
All this injury news in regards to the Sacramento Kings, and I just got update from Mark Stein, the saddest news of all. Brace yourselves, everybody.
Oh, gosh.
Jonathan Kuminga sustained a left knee bone bruise while playing for Golden State at Dallas on January 22nd. He is progressing in his rehabilitation. He will be reevaluated in approximately 1 week. An update will be provided at that time, so no Jonathan Kuminga.
Alan will find a way to squeeze it into a,
He sure will.
Oh, that's 2 segments easy.
Yeah.
That's easy.
A bone bruise?
Yeah.
Oh, those suck, by the way. Bone bruises.
And you just, you knock knees or something?
Yeah, but the deep ones are not fun.
I played soccer with my son this weekend, and he full kicked me in the shin, and I was like, now I understand why shin guards are because it hurt like for 2 days.
Did he have a cleat?
No, it's just normal shoe.
Think about a cleat.
Oh, I know. Yeah, no, absolutely. I'm not putting that near my kid.
What's the worst injury you ever got playing any kind of sports? Even just
playing sports.
funsies.
I've just rolled my ankle a ton, but I've never had a bad sports injury, but I did break my arm in a corn maze.
Yeah.
In a corn maze.
Yeah, that's athletic, isn't it?
Very
That's
athletic.
sports.
I've had a high ankle sprain, and those things are nasty
ankle
when
sprains suck.
playing flag football. But my best injuries are a broken wrist from hitting someone, and then splitting my knee open to the tendon, being pushed off a boat at Lake Havasu.
Huh?
Was the boat in the water?
Yeah.
Oh. What did you land on?
Where was your knee?
prop.
Oh, I see.
No thanks. Got the visual.
First day of vacation, and I was on a table dancing that night.
See how she did that? Oh, I've had a high ankle sprain. Oh, that's okay. Oh, and whatever she said a second. And then, and I tore my knee.
Oh,
out
and I
of the
sliced my knee
tendon.
on a prop, but I was dancing on a table later.
It was
Okay.
a half an inch from actually, if it would have hit the tendon, it would I would have had to have emergency surgery. Like it would have been, it missed it by half an inch.
Maybe don't jump near the prop, huh?
I got pushed off the boat.
Oh.
Yeah.
Who did that?
Now who feels like a jerk?
A Budweiser rep at the time.
This sounds like a lawsuit.
I don't.
It probably would have been, and my dad probably would have loved for it to have been.
You know what, Kayla? You have lived some life.
That's right.
Okay.
I always leave him speechless.
I'm sorry, that trumps your corn maze deal, buddy.
It does, because mine was lame. She got pushed into a prop and sliced her knee to the tendon by a Budweiser rep and was dancing on the table at the end of the night. And it's so casual. The delivery is so casual.
Right.
Nothing is relatable there.
That was the third most important one, too. She listed two before that.
Right.
Yeah,
I didn't remember the second one.
Right.
Oh, no, it was high ankle sprain, then it was...
Punch someone.
Yeah, punch someone, that's right.
Yeah.
But if you roll your ankle,
it hurts.
you're like more susceptible to continue to roll that same ankle because you're weak, little weak.
But then it heals faster, supposedly, too.
Does it?
Yeah.
Is that science?
I think so.
Dr. Gleason over here.
You never got
Somebody told
injuries?
me that.
He had a bad one.
Oh my goodness, yeah, I tore my Achilles, so that's
that's
just boring. That's just your typical washed up athlete story,
He
right?
did it when he was bowling.
The weekend warrior.
It's not
tendon
ligaments in the corn maze.
Yeah, I hit a prop jumping off a boat into a corn maze.
How did you break your arm in a corn maze?
So I
You
tripped.
fell?
It's actually pretty bad. I tripped and I caught myself like this, but there's a stampede of children and a child stepped on the back and my wrist went.
Were you a child at the time?
It was last week. No, I'm kidding. I was a freshman in high school.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
This is the Final Destination crew right here.
I know,
what
right?
in the
This is
not normal.
Those movies are great. To get us out in public.
Yeah,
you know?
I mean, I don't know what's following you guys. Right. Can we skip over? Because these are two random injuries.
Mine were at a young age when I was really just like activity-wise stupid at the time.
The boat one was?
The Budweiser.
Well, yeah, it was at spring break when I was like 19.
Oh, okay. Well, you're not a child.
How old's the Budweiser rep?
I will say a Budweiser rep at 19 years old.
Actually,
it was
now that we're
spring
putting two and two together.
I was like, Alan, what do you mean that's not a child?
I'm with you, Alan.
I don't know. I mean, a 10-year-old.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
Well.
Anyways, my kneecap got dislocated, so now it's like kind of wiggly. That's the closest thing I got for you.
Okay.
Yeah, that's not going to measure up.
No,
I'm not even going.
You should have
I'm
just
not even
kept
saying
that.
anything.
Just keep
Yeah,
that
the
in the
bar is
holster.
high.
Yeah, don't
Yeah.
even. Just skip over that one.
I know, I lost to Caleb, but there's no
Can you drop that? Actually,
Yeah.
Can you drop that?
We're talking about this though because I feel like this is what the Kings are. Just a whole bunch
Final
of
destination. Right, yeah.
Oh, I thought you were going to say falling off of boats and dancing on
What
tables.
Budweiser rep pushed Dylan Cardwell?
Exactly.
I need to know.
Dang him.
That one makes me sad. Dylan has been one of the few things to hold on to for the rest of the season, and no Dylan for a month is
That is, sprained ankle. We're going to reevaluate in 4 weeks?
in 4 weeks. It's the same thing with Keegan, though. It was the same exact thing with Keegan. Keegan was out for a month, but he's back. We're going to get to see Keegan and DeAndre.
Yeah, Shams had the greatest tweet ever, if it's accurate. Like we said, Zach LaVine is undergoing surgery right now.
Right now.
It was like he was in there. Or
Yeah,
something.
I mean,
I wanted to live tweet from the surgery.
Yeah, Rich Paul is in the injury room. How's it going? Let me tell Shams. Like, what?
Zach, give me that scalpel.
Okay.
Hold on a second.
Exactly.
What do you need now? Yeah.
Yeah. So we're going to have Brendan Nunez on at 2:15, who was in the building when everything broke, and they were talking to Doug when the news broke. So kind of a unique situation. So Brendan is going to join us in about 15 minutes here.
Oh, that'll be interesting.
Yeah.
Talk about a little awkward, too. Like, hey, news breaking.
Right.
Well, the weird thing is, in a way, it's terrible for people to be injured and need surgery, but big picture, there's upside for the Kings. That just speaks to how weird this whole year is.
I spoke it into existence. Unfortunately, I can't talk.
Yeah, like 3 minutes before it broke, she's like, what if Sabonis had season-ending surgery?
Yeah.
Bam.
Yeah.
And so I was just thinking naturally, like organically, I guess, how could they tank like that?
Someone look at her phone. She's texting with a surgeon right now.
She had the Rich Paul access. She was good because Sabonis has happened hours ago, so she had the access already.
Yeah, I don't, again, you go under the knife, you go under the knife. It is a serious thing. But you have a situation where Adam Silver comes out and this kind of messing around with minutes thing, they shut that down. So I think a lot of teams had to make some decisions.
But a team can't tell a guy to have surgery.
Well, they don't. No, they can't tell them. But I mean, it's the same thing as the De'Aaron Fox thing to me. Like if the Spurs were in a different position last season, I don't know if De'Aaron Fox gets surgery.
Now is the time.
Now is the time.
Well, we were just talking too. If the Kings and Raptors had managed to come to a deal to trade for Domantas Sabonis would be playing right now in Toronto to help them with their playoff push.
We think.
Well, no,
we think.
And I'm not. But we've seen. That's the thing. We've seen Sabonis play on that partially torn meniscus already. He did it, and then the reason why he then went back out for a while was he tweaked his back, not because of his knee, and then he recovered from his back, and then the injury reports were once again about his knee, because at that point it was like, hey, shut it down, move on. And we have seen with Sabonis specifically, going back to Beam Team 1, like he broke his hand, played through it, should have had surgery, said, no, I'm playing in the playoffs.
Wasn't that his MO? Like he always would just play through.
He did that against Denver and Nikola Jokic. He broke that in Sacramento and kept playing. Played the next day.
Not as impressive as Kayla, though.
Nope, not getting hit in the
Well, I said
dancing
I
on a
told
table
you the
after.
story. I waitressed after I broke my wrist. I waitressed on that for 3 months when I lived in LA that summer. And I didn't know I broke it till I came back before my senior year. They said, you have no circulation in between your bones. So they had to immediately do surgery on my wrist.
Immediately when you've just
within
been
a week.
You've been
Did
walking
Shams
around the
tweet it?
whole time.
Did Shams tweet
did
it?
not. I didn't know Shams at the time. I was in college, so he wasn't even born probably.
That is actually true.
See?
What?
Shams is like 25.
I know, but careful.
Yeah, careful, Kyle.
Come
All
on,
right.
Kyle.
Come on, man.
Dump that again.
With your loose kneecap or whatever.
Yeah, go wiggle out of here.
We will. No, I don't like that either.
Go ahead. No, do it.
No.
Do it.
We will calmly walk out of the studio like normal human beings, because coming up next is Whitey Gleason and Alan Stiles. Dr. Allen, Dr. Whitey, diagnosing the Kings' remainder of their season. We'll all mourn the month-long loss of Dylan Cardwell and his ankle injury together. Keep it tuned into Sactown Sports. We'll be back at 10 a.m. tomorrow. See ya.
Peace.
LinkedIn is pretty amazing at helping you grow your small business. We cannot stop your new clients from emailing you at 3 a.m. We can help you sell, market, and hire in one place. We cannot help you be in 3 places at once. And while we can't help you organize your